Hey, what up, everyone? Everyone who can be here. How are you? Hope you're all doing well. Let's see if, yeah, I guess there's enough light coming from my screen. Yeah, if we blow it up, there we go. Yeah, it's fine. Um, I did a stream earlier with my friend Mark and a new friend now, Clint, who's the artist of their book. They're doing an Indiegogo called Sea Dog and uh, Operation Codename. I'm sorry, it's late. I'm not feeling very well. Sea Dog and Codename Kill Switch. Number 2 is in their Indiegogo, is going right now. So if for those of you who want to check that out, please do. I have that video is rendering now. It'll go up tomorrow. So if you guys watch it, check it out. Those guys were really awesome. We did a fun 1 hour stream. We had trailers playing and a bunch of visuals pop up and artwork and everything. And it was a lot of fun. Oh, someone's in the chat already. Hold on. What's up, Brendan Miller? What's up, dude? Welcome back. I think you were in our stream earlier. You popped in and said hi. I said hi back to you, but I might have missed you. I think you might have left or something. But that's okay. I hope you're doing well. And I honestly don't know why I'm doing another live stream tonight. I wasn't feeling very well earlier when I did the live stream with Mark and Clint. I was trying to keep my energy up, and afterwards I had a bad crash, and so I kind of laid down for 30-40 minutes, and then my mom called me when she got out of work, and we talked for a little bit, and I wasn't even communicating with her. I was walking echo. I was barely mumbling, and I came back in, laid down, and I was pretty sure I was going to fall asleep. And then, hey, what's up, Drake? How's it going? And then I didn't. I just sat up, and I was like, I'm thirsty, and I went and got a drink. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just do a live stream, because I realized today I had the day off, but I have to work tomorrow. Normally I have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off. But lately I've been offered to go in on Wednesdays to make a few extra bucks. And since I need that, could definitely use that, and it'll help out a lot. I'm going in tomorrow for a couple hours in the morning and stuff. So I probably should go to bed, but I thought, you know what? I think I could come up with a topic or two to talk about tonight, or we can just shoot the shit and just hang out. You're an awesome guy. Always make sure I join your streams. Oh, that's very nice of you. It's a very nice compliment. Thank you so much. And Drake, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. Like I said, I don't know, something, I got this buzz in my head, and it's been here all day. I think it's just stress, and it's nothing I really should be stressed about. I just have a lot on my mind right now, with my book, and a couple other things, possibly having to move. So my lease, I've almost been in Florida for a full year. And so my lease is almost over, and they're giving me until I think Friday to go in and talk to them to decide if I want to stay and sign a new lease. And I don't know. I kind of want to live closer to work, and I've been looking at places that are closer to work and stuff. But I don't have a lot of time. I did find 2 places. I think I might go look at them tomorrow after work, before I come back home. And then when I come home, I'll probably talk to my landlord and stuff. And now that after I go see a couple places, and maybe I can find something closer to work. My fear is that my license if I have another seizure, my license will most likely get taken away from me. And it'll be better to live closer to work. It seems like I might only be able to live in Florida on my own like this for, if I'm lucky, maybe another year or 2. And then after that, I'll probably have to go and live with my mom again, and have to have someone, I guess, keep an eye on me. So before I get to that point, I guess it's a lot to hear, I guess, from a doctor and things. And I guess we knew it was coming, but so it's just a lot on my mind. And so I guess I couldn't sleep for that reason. So today I got up this morning at 8 a.m. and I just started packing. I was like, you know what? On the off chance I can't stay here, I should just pack. And that's why you see these DC figures over here. They used to be out in my living room, but I boxed up all my DC stuff except for these McFarlane figures. And I boxed up all my DC artwork except those pictures that are framed up there. Over there. I can't coordinate. And I was like, okay, I'm going to keep that stuff out and have some DC representation here. I got my Venom vlog stuff here, but I did clear out a lot of stuff that was down there and moved all the figures up here. and boxed up a lot of stuff. So I went ahead and started boxing things up and patching holes that were in the walls from from some posters and nails I put in the wall. So I've been going around doing that today, and it's just on the off chance that I don't work out a deal with my apartment complex and I have to move in like a month. So yeah, it's just a lot going on. I'm worried that Venom 2 will get delayed again. Yeah, I'm worried about that too, actually. What's up, Darkness? As far as, well, you know what? We're going to talk. That's a good topic. We'll talk about tonight. Is Venom 2 the possible delay, and news in general? Will we get a trailer? Will we get, what's going on with that? What's with the fake trailers? What's with all the fake news regarding this movie? We'll get into that here in a second. But as far as like news on Venom 2, there's nothing right now. We're in a holding pattern. I made a joke earlier. I guess some people took it, a different way. They didn't realize I was just joking, which is fine. I should stay away from trying to be funny on the internet. I'm not very good at it sometimes. But I had this clip. Actually, let me show you real quick. Hey, that's okay, Brandon. I mean, I'm always going to have health issues, so I hate to, I'm not trying to bring anyone down. I'm just trying to get to the point where I want to get to, which is just tell you I had a lot on my mind, and that's why I'm doing the live stream tonight, a second one. And it was nice actually to do the one earlier with Mark and Clint, because they kept me very positive by talking about their comic book. So if you get a chance later on, go back and watch that episode when it renders and goes up. Oh, maybe it's under, yeah, here we go. It's under Seek and Destroy, I think. So here we go. So I posted this clip.
Please, I really need this. I need it.
Okay? So I posted that clip in the context I meant was, kind of like, oh, DC, Snyder Cut fans, like I'm a little jealous of them because they get their movie in like 5 weeks and they got a trailer coming out in a couple of days. And then, and I'm like, and most Venom fans or us Venom fans are kind of sitting here doing that. We're doing the Jillian, like, please, I need this, give it to us. And if you've never seen Workaholics, by the way, you got to watch that show. It's hilarious. So that was kind of the joke I was making. And then some guy came in and he was really nice. And he was like, maybe just be patient. Us Marvel fans had to skip a whole year and now we got 12 months full of content. And I'm like, well, okay, well, yeah, but us Venom fans have waited a whole year and might have to wait a second year because Sony's a lot more stubborn than Marvel, and Sony doesn't have a streaming service like Disney does and Warner Brothers does. So it's a little different, but I was mainly just making a joke, and because that's how it feels. It feels like a lot of us, like Darkness, and people were like, we want information for this movie, and we're not getting anything. Like Sony is so silent on it. In fact, we actually got a piece of promotional stuff this weekend from Tom Hardy, but it was for an Audi car commercial. It was like an Audi thing for cars, so it wasn't even Venom related. But I noticed he's been back on social media a little bit more, sharing some stuff lately. So that's, that could be a good sign. Usually he dips away from social media for a while and then gets back in when he has things to promote. Could have just been, that Audi thing, but maybe Audi's just part one, and maybe there's something else, Venom or something else he worked on, Peaky Blinders or maybe something else he'll promote soon. So I'm keeping an eye on his Instagram and, trying to see if we get something. I saw people were telling me about a Reddit leak, of course, that there may be some news this week. We might get a trailer this week. And, I'm honestly, it's been exactly 1 year now. Last February of 2020, when I was on the set of the Venom 2 movie, even then there was already rumors about a trailer. Like, oh, the first movie dropped a trailer in February, like when they wrapped filming in January, like a trailer came out a month later. Maybe we'll get one in March, and maybe we'll get one in April, and it just maybe we'll get one in June for no reason at all. Oh, there's going to be this event in like November. Maybe we'll get something in November. And it's constantly been these lies that I don't know where they come from. I mean, you can trace a lot of this back to like a fake post or a Reddit post or someone making a concept trailer and posting it out there and then people mistaking it for the real trailer. And you can find you can trace everything back to a source. but I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure some of it is just people trolling, some of it is people just wanting something and hoping that it just gets people talking, keeping the hype up or whatever. So sometimes there's good intentions behind it, sometimes there's bad intentions. And Walking Dead for you, yeah. What's your favorite TV show? What show is that clip from? Oh, that's from Workaholics. Yeah, that's a good one. I love that show. It's really good. And you're sick and tired of delayed more. Let me catch up on comments here. Thank you for saying you're sorry about the health. Don't worry about the health thing though. We'll get through it. We always do. I heard Venom trailer's coming this week. Don't know what day. See, that's what I mean. Drake actually is one of those people that since last year has been coming into my streams and going, "Hey man, I heard November. November is going to be a big trailer month. Might be December now. Oh, I heard Super Bowl. It's like this is the problem with being part of a fandom is that it's easy to infiltrate a fandom and spread misinformation. This is why like political parties get divided sometimes and we get drama and we get all this bullshit. This is why sometimes YouTubers, you'll get someone go and comment on one YouTube channel and then go comment on another and then try to like trickle in drama and bullshit. You get this circle, this constant flow of misinformation because people just believe everything they see on the internet. And what really upsets me is that I'll have people go, "Hey man, you're usually who I come to for Venom stuff. I heard about a Reddit, leak and stuff. Like, do you think we're going to get the trailer next week?" And I go, "No, I don't think that." And then they'll go, "What the fuck do you know?" And I'm like, well, then why come to me? Like, if you don't want to know my opinion, why come to me? Here's the thing. If I ever get wind, like, and I don't, let me also clear up some other things. Do I know a couple people I could possibly ask? Sure. But do they know when we'll get a trailer? Probably not. So that's the thing. So I haven't bothered anybody. I'm not going to reach out to them. I'm not going to find out. And if I ever find out before other people do, which I doubt will happen, because I'm sure most people at Sony don't give a shit about me. They don't care that there's some loser nerd on YouTube that has made 600 plus videos about Venom. They don't care. They don't. I'm not even a blip on their most of their radars. I'm sure some of them are aware of me and keep an eye out in case they want to come at me like that one guy did, who was like a real dickbag. But other than that, like I'm not on anyone's radar. So no one's going to tell me anything. But on the off chance I ever found out something, I couldn't say. I wouldn't say. I like when people get surprised. That's why I don't want to know stuff sometimes. It's because I want to be surprised. I want to be on this journey with the fans. But the problem is that it's really easy, like I said, to infiltrate a fandom and spread misinformation. Just like it is with political parties and religions and all these other things. Anytime there's a group of people that have a like mind or there's a group of people that are hurting, like right now, like we're going through a horrible pandemic and a lot of us are looking for things to keep us going or keep us hopeful or keep us entertained or whatever and keep us off the horribleness of the world. It's easy to infiltrate those groups and just spread bullshit. And I get sick of it. For almost a full year now, I've been having people come into my comment section going, "Trailer this week, trailer next month, trailer next, in 2 months." Like, and I'm honestly sick of it. I really get really sick of it. I'm sick of it as much as Darkness is sick of Morbius delays. I'm sick of the trailer talk. I'm getting really sick of it. Yeah, my favorite TV show, I really liked The Shield with Vic Mackey, or was the guy who played Michael Chiklis. He played a character named Vic Mackey. That was a really good show. I really liked Smallville, even though it had a lot of flaws and I was very critical of it. I really did enjoy it. Supernatural is probably my favorite TV show because I know I mentioned Shield and Smallville, but I don't have any tattoos from those shows. But I do have tattoos from Supernatural on my arms. So yeah, they should release it on HBO like what they're doing for Godzilla. Yeah, but the thing is they don't have a connection to HBO. So I think the closest thing they could do is Netflix, but I don't know how much money they would make off of that. I guess they could sell it to Netflix in a way for distribution. I don't know I don't think they could actually. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get fans super pumped. I mean, they're doing a horrible job getting fans super pumped because Sony hasn't said shit about Venom in months. Like in a while. So I don't know. I don't. They're Sony's not trying to get fans pumped for anything right now. Sony's trying to figure out what they're going to do. That's what they're doing. Keep on deleting a Spider-Man picture. LOL, hilarious. I have an Instagram account. Deleting Spider-Man picture? I don't know that one. Reddit lies a lot. Yeah, it does. I mean, that's just what it is. What's up? Hey, how's it going? Comic Boys, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Hey, Riddle John, welcome. You made it. You didn't miss much. You're actually pretty close to the start. Sony is desperate to release Venom 2. I don't know that they are. I mean, on one level they might be, but they were so willing to push back Morbius twice now to next year, to a full year from now. So now, granted, there's not a lot of hype around Morbius, so maybe that's a good thing that they have more time to, work on it or whatever. Venom is something, you're right, they really want to get out there, but they're, if they were desperate, they would have already announced some kind of plan for it. Right now, it's still sitting in June, and we're 5 months away, and no trailer. Less than 5 months away. So I don't know how desperate they are to release it. I know they want to release it, but because the world is the way it is, they're trying to be what they think is smart about it. Hey Andrew, what's up? I'm not believing trailers will hit till they hit. I want to believe most people are well-meaning and simply excited, but then the guy gets quoted constantly. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like, yeah, I want to believe that people that are trying to just keep the hype going with these fake trailers and stuff, I want to believe they have good intentions, but it's not what they're doing. Like, I'm not mad that they put out a fake trailer. I'm mad at the reaction to it. I get upset when people can't tell it's a fake trailer. And then when they come to me and tell me it's real, and then I go, it's not real. And they go, yes, it is. And it's like, okay, well, then what do we do now? Like, one of us is about to become a big asshole and it's probably going to be me because I'm telling you it's not the trailer. And now, granted, you don't have to take my word for it. And there will definitely be a day now that we've had so many fake trailers. You watch, this is going to happen. Someone's going to come to me and say, dude, there's a trailer coming. And I'm going to say, it's a fucking lie. And it'll actually be real that time. I was thinking about that last night. I was like, one of these times I'm going to be 100% wrong. But that's okay, because I have an idea for a funny video to make if I'm ever wrong. So I already came up with an idea as a backup plan. Trailer Tracker would have gotten info. That's the thing. There's a system that you can check. So Trailer Track will announce, because they usually get wind when there's a new trailer coming out. They get some kind of memo or something, or some source reaches out to them. So they'll tell people to get the hype going. Hey, in 4 days, Venom fans, you might see something. You might, and they might not say it's a trailer. They might just, usually it's a trailer if they're posting about it. But that's, so you go to them. I go to Trailer Track, see what they posted. Nothing. Okay, nothing. People go, dude, Venom's rated R. I seen it. Venom 2 is rated R. It's like, no, you didn't. You saw a fake trailer for a fake Super Bowl. By the way, if you go back and watch that fake Super Bowl trailer, this is how dumb people are. It says February 7th, 2022. That's next year, stupid. So like when people say, dude, no, I saw the trailer, I saw the teaser, it's going to be at the Super Bowl. I'm like, the Super Bowl in 2022, bro? And then the trailer also ends by saying the movie's rated R. It's like, the movie's not going to be rated R. And it's not rated at all right now. And you can tell because you can go to filmratings.com and you can see what movies are rated. So it gets under my skin when people come to me and say, this is real. This is a real trailer. And I feel like sometimes it's just people trying to get me at this point because they know how stubborn I am, but I'm stubborn. So the way I'll get got is one day someone's going to come to me and say, dude, trailer coming soon. And I'm going to say, it's bullshit. And then it's going to turn out to be the real deal. I'm not the real Daily Bugle. No, Daily Bugle's bad. J. Jonah Jameson is no. Daily Planet, that's DC, I know, but they're more reputable. Daily Bugle's not that reputable. So there's a system. There are things you can check to see if these bullshit lies are real or not. And there's a system in place that you can go through and check things off. NoFilmRatings.com, no Trailer Track. No post from Tom Hardy, no post from Andy Serkis. I mean, look how involved Tom was in the first Venom when he would like post an image, take it down, post an image, take it down. Andy Serkis posted a thing showing he was editing Venom 2, and then that stayed up on his Instagram stories, but it went away after 24 hours. These guys will use their social media to promote something. No one's gonna leak, on Reddit or on or like a footage of a trailer is going to leak. None of that's going to be how information is going to come out. It's not going to work that way. It's going to be fake probably every single time. So you got to go through these checks. So if I go through and I see nothing on film ratings, nothing on trailer track, nothing on Tom, nothing on Andy, then I'm going to call bullshit on a possible trailer coming out. One of these days I'll probably be wrong. Venom 2 will still take place in California. Well, they filmed it in California. I was on the set in San Francisco, but they also filmed it in London before they went to San Francisco. So I don't know. I don't know what's London, if it's going to act as a double for San Francisco, or if there's a scene in the movie where they go to London. I have no idea. Also, for the record, I seriously want a Scream King in Black tie-in because the fact is Scream makes me smile. Other than my general annoyance of the whole Hellmark thing, she's been fun. Awesome. I think she appeared, in Planet of the Symbiotes #1, and then she's going to have her own King in Black miniseries. So I'm looking forward to that too. I'm glad that character and that writer who worked on the character is coming back to tell more stories. I do not know OG. Darkness Bro looking San Francisco based, but I genuinely am spitballing. Yeah, I think it's still based in San Francisco, as far as I know. Are you just a Venom fan, or are you also a fan that a new Captain America TV show will be released on Disney Plus? I mean, yeah, I like other things too, but every time I try to do a review or talk about another subject on the channel, they don't really get a lot of views. So I mainly stick to Venom stuff. But yeah, of course. I mean, Winter Soldier looks like a fun show. I love WandaVision. Actually, I think that I love. I grew up, watching sitcoms from different decades, actually, all the way back to I Love Lucy with things like Nick at Night and stuff. When I was a kid, Nickelodeon used to have this thing called Nick at Night, and it was like old shows, old sitcoms from the 50s, 60s, and 70s played at nighttime. So, yeah, I mean, I love WandaVision. Probably I'll like that more than I'll like Winter Soldier and Falcon, but that's just because the show surprised me. Winter Soldier and Falcon looks like a pretty straightforward action show, so I'll like it for that reason. And I like Zemo and Falcon as characters in general. Winter Soldier, he's pretty cool, but hopefully the show develops him a little bit more. So I'll wait and see, but I'm certainly going to watch it. That's for sure. My favorite adult comedy shows. I really love The State. Do I have a clip from The State on here? I don't think I do. What clips do I have?
I don't know where to start.
Well, did that play at all?
I don't know where to start.
That's from a movie called Out Cold. That's not a TV show. This is.
You can't do that. That's socially dangerous.
And this is from Impractical Jokers, which I really love that show.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? I like that guy's reaction because he goes, "What does that mean?" And then he starts laughing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm putting in 20 or 30 little clips in here, so just to have funny things to play sometimes. But yeah, oh man, Trailer Talk again. No offense to you, but I'm kind of getting tired of this topic. No, you're not offending me. That's the whole point. That's the point of why we're talking about it. Is you jumped in late, VCXZ. That's how I started this, was how it's been a year now and I'm annoyed of the trailer talk. So I just wanted to talk about this and say that it does, Drake and some of these other people that come to my channel, they come in going, dude, trailer in November, trailer here, trailer there. And then when I say, no, there's not. I don't know where you got that information, but it's not happening. And they go, yes, it is, man. Yes, it is. I heard from a good source, or I heard from this, or I heard from that. And I'm not trying to pick on Drake or anything. I'm just saying I get that all the time. And I have for a year now. So I'm trying to give information here. If you think there's a trailer coming, go to Trailer Track on Twitter and see if they posted anything about it. Go to filmratings.com and see if they posted a rating for the film. Go to Tom Hardy's Instagram and Andy Serkis's Instagram. If none of those four things are talking about Venom, then it's fucking fake. and don't come to me after that. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, because it's getting a little annoying. And I'm like VCXZ. Like, I'm very tired of the topic. It's a bummer because if this movie ends up getting pushed back again, even if it's just a couple months, it probably won't be that bad. But if it gets pushed back to next year, like, I don't know. I was, I love doing this show, but we're almost done with comic book stuff. Like, we'll probably finish all of the 616 main Marvel Universe continuity of comic stories this season, most likely. Maybe we'll have one or two left over for next season, maybe. But for the most part, we're going to finish the Peter Parker Black Costume saga this season. We're going to finish the Space Knight stuff in a week time, like 4 videos. We'll wrap it up. We have a couple of little one-off stories like Spider-Man and Red Sonja that we haven't talked about, has Venom in it. So there's a couple little things like that that we'll discuss, and then we'll cover the King in Black stuff, and that's it. Like, I think there's like 3 trade paperbacks from Mike Costa's run that we haven't talked about. So that's all. Like, that's it. It's like we're going to be done with comic stuff, and that's been filling the time between movie news. So if we go another 6 months without movie news, I'm going to fly through that comic stuff like no business, like nobody's business. And we're going to just be out of stuff to kill time with. Yeah, there's other universe versions of Venom and stuff I could talk about, but I'd like to save that for next season, so we'll see. We'll see. I'd like to just cover just in the first 5 seasons of the show, just the main Marvel Universe stuff. With maybe, we talked about Ultimate Comics. We talked about a few alternate universe stuff, but I'd rather that be a focus of a season coming up. And I plan for that to be the season for after, Let There Be Carnage comes out, but it might still all happen before Let There Be Carnage comes out. I don't know. Yeah, I know people were saying they think Venom 2 should come out in October because that's when it was supposed to come out last year. But we don't know. I don't know the movie release schedule for October. Off the top of my head, I don't know. Honestly, Venom 2 being pushed back to Halloween wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I mean, no, it's true, but I don't know. It's I don't know what. Like I said, I don't know whether movies are coming out in October. We already had Morbius being pushed back to like September. But then James Bond decided it was going to push back to September on the same day. And that made Sony freak out, and they decided to push Morbius back to next year. So we could get Venom pushed to October, and then some other studio move their movie to October, and Sony be like, you know what? We don't want the competition. We'll move Venom to, March of next year. So I don't know. I don't have an answer. I just know it's frustrating, and I know a lot of us are. It sucks because the one downside about some of those fake trailers and things is that I feel it actually doesn't always help with the hype. I think it hurts it because it gets people brought up and then they crash when they, like, after the Super Bowl, everyone was like, wait, I thought we were going to get a trailer because Screen Rant posted an article or what was the other one? Empire Magazine posted an article or whatever. I'm like, no, they posted on their pages that Venom was confirmed to get a trailer. And I'm like, what a shitty fucking journalist. Confirmed by who? Journalist at Screen Rant. So I don't think that, I think people who create the fake trailer, they're not really the problem. They're, like I said, I feel like their intentions are good. It's what happens after. It's what the shitty media does with it. And it's also what shitty fans do with it. And I don't think that helps anything. Do many people fall into the big trailer? I know which one you're talking at, Ellen on YouTube. Ellen on YouTube? I don't know who that is. Do many people fall into the big trailer? I know which one you're talking at. Oh, I don't know who Ellen is. Ellen DeGeneres? Hey, what's up? Hotspot, what's up? Mark Anthony, hello. Venom's DVD trailer from Sony Painting is a romance action movie between Eddie. I love that trailer. That was really fun. The romantic comedy trailer, that was actually really fun. They need to stop posting fake trailers because they're time wasters. I mean, like I said, yeah, on some level, yes. I don't feel like their intentions are always bad when they make those trailers, but sometimes they are. Sometimes it's just a troll to do it. Like the person who made the Super Bowl one was definitely doing it to be a dickhead, I feel. But it's in what happens after that. Then you get bad journalists like the guy who wrote that article at Screen Rant, saying that it was confirmed. And it's like, and he never updated his article, never went to Trailer Track to check and see if they posted anything, never went to film ratings, like none of that shit. Instead, he put just false information out there. And then I had people, when I say, they go, do you think the trailer's coming? I go, no. And they go, well, Screen Rant said it is. And it's like, okay, well, Screen Rant's wrong. Like, what do you want from me? There'll never be a Venom 2. Oh, God, don't say that, Mark Anthony. Your face looks a bit red. Remember to use sunblock. The sun is a killer. I haven't been in the sun, so it's not that. It's not that. Just use common sense to know the obvious, being fake and patient, even if it'll take a while. Exactly. I mean, the main thing is just to be patient. And be surprised, like allow yourself to be surprised. Don't let the internet ruin every piece of joy for you. Like just hang out, wait, and then maybe one day Tom will post something, Andy will post something. It'll come out through Variety and Deadline and all these places. And yeah, WandaVision is really good. I agree. Nick at Night was fun. You're right. Any news for Agent Venom? They said they're going to make it into a TV show. What are you talking about? Who said that? See, this is what I'm talking about. You guys come to me with these bullshit things from the internet. Agent Venom was on a cartoon called Ultimate Spider-Man. You can check that out. We'll talk about it this season, actually. I remember when Nick at Night watched a ton of Fresh Prince. Fresh Prince was on Nick at Night? I think I watched Fresh Prince when it aired on TV, like originally. So I didn't know it got moved to Nick at Night. That's crazy. Woody Harrelson is a perfect choice for Cletus. Nice. I also like Woody Harrelson as Cletus. Agreed. If he brings his natural born killer's vibe, yeah, that would be awesome. That would be really good. Hey, Eddie's Mullet, what's up? That Super Bowl Venom ad was amazing. Shut up. Hey, Mullet, what's up? Jackie Earl Haley would be a good Carnage. Jackie Earl Haley. Oh, is that the guy who played Rorschach? Yeah, he's creepy looking. I mean, he could pull it off. Eddie, please no. Seek just finished a trailer rant. Please stop. That's all right. We won't go back into it. I think I said what I wanted to, but anyway, yeah. So you guys, you get what I'm saying about the trailers. I don't think it helps a lot. I think the way the fans take the information makes it worse. I feel. Still waiting for a teaser for Carnage. I only want to see how he looks in the movie. Yeah, I think most of us we would settle for an image. Like, I think if they were like, hey, we're not going to release a trailer right now because we don't know we're going to release the movie. But here's an image of like this, of like Cletus, and maybe you see part of his face and his arm changing or something. Like, yeah, that would be a cool image to put out there. But again, like you have to understand on some level, it doesn't matter what, like people who are in the movie, like Tom and Woody Harrelson and stuff, like they probably are interested in what people think of the project and the movie and stuff. And there's even some suits at Sony that, on a surface level, probably think like they want to see what people's reactions are. But there are people at Sony, like I said, not Tom and not those guys, because they genuinely connect with their fans and do things on social media to try to get people hyped up. At least they did with the first movie, and they will when the time is right for the second movie. So they're invested in the fans and everything. But there are people at Sony that don't give two shits about the Venom fandom or the movie going fandom. Like, they don't care. They just they want to release the movie when it makes the most sense to make money, which is fine. That's their job. Their job isn't really to care about us fans. Their job is to make sure the project makes money. But also it's a lot like politicians who sit at the Senate House and sit at the House of Representatives, and they have to sit and vote on a bill. It's a lot like that. It's a bunch of people sitting in a room, and they go, when should we release this movie? Like, the vaccines are going out now. This is happening. We could probably get it out still in June. What do you guys think? And they all sit and kind of talk about it and vote on it in a way. And then someone, though, is going to have to go on record and be the person who says, well, I don't think we should release it in June. I don't think people are going to be ready yet. We should probably move it back. And then that starts to spread around to the other people, and the other people start second guessing their vote to release it in June. And then they go, well, do I want to be the person known for saying it should come out in June, and then it doesn't make the money it should because it would have made more money in October or something? And then they start to change their mind, and doubt starts to get in. And then they start to get afraid that they're going to be the one to get fired over making the wrong decision. It's just like politics. They're afraid because of their voter base They don't want to be on record for voting yes or no on a bill because they know that one side or the other will now no longer like them and no longer vote for them. So it's just fear. It's just a bunch of people who are afraid because a lot of money is involved. Oh, you're fine. Sorry, I was responding to my friend's text message. Oh, sorry, because I was like, Ellen, what are you talking about? So yeah, okay, cool. Because I was really genuinely like, do I know an Ellen on YouTube? I don't think I do. Hey, Shane, what's up? Hello, hello. Well, I missed it. Start your rant all over Seek. No, Eddie, I'm not doing it. All I want to see is how he looks in the movie. Yeah, I know. Like I said, hopefully we get an image or something. But there are people who don't care to release anything. They're like, hey, we're not going to release shit. We're going to wait until we know when this movie's coming out. And those are going to be the louder voices, I think, over at Sony. And it's right to do it. Like, I may not agree with it on a level as a fan, but I think they want to make sure that this movie comes out and is as successful, if not more, than the first movie. That's their goal. That's their job. So at the end of the day, I can't be mad at them. They might make decisions I don't agree with, but they're trying to make the best decision for the movie and for the movie to do well, so that way we can get a third movie and so on. So if you guys want to see Null in a movie, then we got to be patient and wait for this, and then we got to go support this when it comes out and support Carnage, so that way we can get a Null movie if you want a Null movie. So do I think Venom 2 will be a blockbuster? I mean, it's hard to say. Do I think any movie will be a blockbuster anymore? I don't know. Like, theaters, we lost, I think, like, almost 1,000 theaters since from last March till now. I think, like, we lost like 600 Regal cinemas in the US. They lost more in the UK. And then I think AMC had to close some places down. So we're not at full capacity anymore. Movies used to be able to make $1 billion because there was, 3,000-4,000 screens in the US, so many thousands in the UK, so many thousands in Asia, Australia, like all the places in the world, India. There is a big number of theaters. Now there's less. So will those places be able to open back up again and operate at full capacity? If so, then yeah, we'll still get blockbusters. But if not, there's no way to reach $1 billion when you're missing that many screens around the world. It's just, there's no way to do it. So the longer they wait to put stuff out, I mean, yeah, the movie might bomb now, but you may not even be able to release it later. And it might end up making the same amount of money as if you release it now. So, but the thing is, none of us know that. Like, we can't predict the future. So it's tough, man. We're in uncharted territory for sure this time. I'll be patient too. I know the film will be worth the wait because of Carnage. I hope so. I mean, I hope, as long as they do them right, and and I'm sure all of us will talk about what doing Carnage right means. But yeah, for sure. For me, Nick at Night was Bewitched, Mr. Ed, and Leave It to Beaver. Yeah, that was I think my era too, was Bewitched, which is why I like the second episode of WandaVision so much, because it felt like a Bewitched episode. And Mr. Ed, that's a good one. That's like the talking horse, I think. Fresh Princess is when I was in middle school. What the hell? Can that be on Nick at Night? Am I old now? I know, because I'm like, no, I grew up with that show. I guess it was on Nick at Night. Staying on topic of Venom 2, do you still want to know my music choices for the movie? Oh yeah, you can drop them in a video or something. You pick whatever my recent Venom video was, episode 604. Drop your music choices there. We might, speaking of music though, on another topic, we might get a Resident Evil something music related. So keep an eye out on my other channel. The band who's working on it, I wrote them a message tonight and they were really nice. They wrote me back and they saw my first video I did on them, and now they follow me on Instagram. So I have a feeling they're going to let me know, or at least I'll be able to see from their post, when that, whatever they're working on drops. Eddie's Mullet says Venom 2, eventually there'll be Carnage. Superior Venom says Venom 2, it's a prank, bro. These are good titles. Oh, you know what? I can actually show these. Let's do this. Boom. Eddie's Mullet. Venom 2, eventually there will be Carnage. Nice. And Venom 2, it's a prank, bro. Nice. I have this terrifying trailer concept if they ever do a full-born symbiote invasion, King in Black, and all of a sudden they won't do it. I mean, never say never. I'm sure Invasion is on their plan. I was rewatching Venom 1 the other day, and I was listening very carefully to the dialogue and I might play it in a future episode. We might do like a little analysis of the dialogue, because it's Venom the symbiote talking to Eddie about Riot and a little bit of their backstory, and that Riot is a team leader that brought them here and has plans to want to go back to where they're from to bring an invasion. So that was set up in the first movie. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how Carnage is going to build off that, but I imagine he will in some way, and then that could lead to, who sent Riot, who deemed him a team leader, and who sent him and the other symbiotes to Earth. So interesting question. So I guess maybe we'll find out. I'd honestly be surprised. VCX says if Sony doesn't at least try to make their own streaming service this year or next. Bet they're kicking themselves now for not doing it earlier. The thing is, on one level they are, and on one level they're not. Because technically, Sony, if they wanted to, they tried this with a show called Powers, which was based on a Brian Michael Bendis comic. They released it straight to the PlayStation Network, and they were like, "Okay, we sold this many units of PlayStation. If we can get most of those people to watch this show for free for being on our, PlayStation Live or whatever it's called, PlayStation Plus, then they'll be able to watch the show for free." And maybe we'll get that many viewers, and that will be great for our first show. I don't think it went well for them with Powers. So I don't know if that's an option for them anymore. And with PlayStation 5 so hard to freaking get right now, I'm sure they're dealing with one crisis after another. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm sure on some level they wish they had some kind of thing like that, like these other companies do. But on another level, I think they're happy that they don't. I think they like they won a lot of filmmakers' hearts this recently when AT&T announced that HBO Max was going to release all these theatrical movies on the same day on their platform, meaning people didn't have to go to theaters to watch it. A lot of filmmakers, like egotistical ones, got a little pissed off about that because they're like, no, my vision has to be seen on the big screen and blah, 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 blah. I hate movie theaters. You guys know this. I don't like going. I don't like being around other people. I like watching things at home. Now that I have a bigger TV and a better sound equipment, I much rather watch movies at home and actually engage and lock into the movie and be swept away by it. I do not need a giant theater blasting sound at me and stuff to get an experience anymore. I'm just there for the story and the visuals, and I can get that on this TV at home. So I don't care about the movie vision on big screen. I'm not that kind of artsy guy, but there are people that are. So those filmmakers got upset, and now I heard a lot of them have gone to Sony, and Sony reached out to some of them too and was like, hey, let's develop something because we are not going to just dump stuff on a streaming service. We plan to just wait out theaters and bring theater, till theaters come back, and we'll release our stuff there. So it's like, so Sony's trying to be that kind of company right now. And so I think on one level, they're not upset that they don't have a streaming service because then they can make these promises to these filmmakers and get them to come over and make movies for them. So I think on one level, you're right. And on one level, they might be the opposite. So how is Venom going to defeat Carnage by himself? Good question. Will he be by himself? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe we'll get more She-Venom. How is Venom? I hope Carnage is able to induce pain like he did in Maximum Carnage. There you go. The video game or the comic book? Well, at least I have faith in Thor, Love and Thunder. Could be a cameo of Null. So the Marvel Sony thing, that's a little different than what WandaVision's doing with X-Men and stuff, characters, and definitely setting up Fantastic Four characters, that's for sure. So I don't know about that. I know Gore the God Butcher is going to be in Thor, Love and Thunder, but I mean, come on, you've seen the first 3 Thor movies. Those villains are not very deep. Even Loki, Loki had to go on and be in other movies to kind of, become like people just like the actor. So they were like, oh, okay, I like the actor. But he's not he's probably as deep as they get. And he's really just an angry brother who, isn't sure of himself, cause he's a frost giant, but he was raised by an Asgardian. And so it's that's as deep as that character goes. Hopefully the show explores more of him as a character. But look at the elf guy from the second Thor movie. Look at the Hela from the third Thor movie. She's nothing like her comic book counterpart. She doesn't have a super deep history in the movie. She's just Thor's sister, that he didn't know about. I mean, that's pretty boring actually for a background for a villain. So to say that and that was written or that was made by Taika Waititi. So to say that this fourth one is going to have this really in-depth gore, the God Butcher who ties into Null and the all black and all, like, I wouldn't hold your breath over that, honestly. Probably best to set expectations now. You're probably going to get a pretty boring Thor villain. Probably, even though it's played by a good actor, but I mean, Kate Blanchett's awesome too. And although I liked her in the movie, Hela was kind of boring in that movie. Avengers Endgame is going to be the last old style blockbuster. I agree, because that movie made like $2 billion. And I know people thought Avatar was going to like reclaim the throne or whatever, but I don't think so. I don't, not if there's not enough theaters to play it in, it won't be. You want to hear a song called Carnage for Eminem? Oh, there you go. Have Eminem come back and do a Carnage song on the soundtrack. I mean, hey, I like that music video for the Venom song that he did for the first movie. I like that. Gotta head off to bed night, dude. Hey, have a good night, Comic Boys. Thanks for popping in and hanging out with us. Thank you for saying good night, Andrew. I wonder how LTBC will promote when it comes to food. Let There Be Carnage will promote when it comes to food. Yeah, will we get another tea flavor? Will we get like I don't know, something edible? I don't know. That'd be cool. It's a good question. Will you be on Doritos? Will it be on like a red hot flavor of Lay's potato chips? I'm not sure Donnie's ego could sustain a Null theatrical appearance. His head might explode. Oh, I don't know. I mean, Donnie's I know I'm hard on that guy as a writer, but he's a fan too, just like all of us. And he's got the ultimate fan wish fulfillment, because he gets to write Venom and gets to tell this like big arc, with the character. I mean, who of us doesn't want to do that? So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just know that like when Jeff Johns created like his version of Parallax, like when he kind of made it this entity thing, and kind of fleshed it out that way, they put that in the Green Lantern movie and it was a pile of shit. Like Parallax was such a bad villain. And they try to tie it to Krona for some reason. So yeah, again, even if you like Null, who knows what the movie version will be like. We could talk about the MILF of Resident Evil 8. Maybe in another stream. Maybe this kind of turned into a Venom stream, so maybe in another stream we'll talk about Tall Lady. That's funny. The MILF from Resident Evil 8. She's probably a GILF because I think there's some file that says she was like around in 1951. So, which is before the Umbrella Corporation was even founded. So that's pretty funny. That's like when the Korean War was going on. But yeah, maybe in another stream. Music relating to Resident Evil. I instantly think of Moon Knight Sonata. Oh, you should check out my latest Resident Evil video then, because the lady who plays Jill, her name's Hannah. She played Ghost in Ant-Man and Wasp. She's playing Jill Valentine, and she can actually play the piano. So I made a video on it. She posted on Instagram, her playing the piano for 1 minute, and it was beautiful. Actually, I made a new intro for my Resident Evil show with her piano playing as the theme song. So yeah, I should check out that video, because I'm like, oh, does that mean, she's just playing the piano for fun, but I wonder if she plays the piano in the movie, and if they put in that like trap door where she plays the piano and the wall slides open, like that would be cool to see that in the movie. Venom 2 Maximum Carnage. Yeah, maybe they'll rename it. I don't know. I think they've sat on that title for so long, Let There Be Carnage, that maybe clearer heads will prevail. Maybe they'll change the title. I don't know. Carlton Drake was kind of a generic villain in the first film. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, not a lot of times you get... he's a generic villain in general in the comics. I agree with Superior Venom. But in the movie too. I love Riz Ahmed. He's a great actor, but he was so bland. And so was Riot. Riot was very bland too. So that's why I hope Cletus is handled differently and we actually care about him in some way. Like, even if we don't, we don't want to be on his side necessarily, although Jazz Carnage out there might, but we want to feel something for the character. I didn't really feel much for Carlton Drake or Riot in the first movie. They were very boring. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of times in these movies, villains aren't really given justice. So to sit there and be super hopeful that they'll do a villain right in one of these movies is like I love Doctor Doom, but I'm not holding out any hope that he's going to be cool in the Marvel universe. I would like him to be, but I don't know if he will be. Magneto, I really liked in a lot of the X-Men movies. I don't know how they're going to make him interesting in the Marvel movies. unless they just bring Michael Fassbender over, which I guess they kind of technically can now. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. What's up, Venom? Can we get a heat check? What's up, J Money? Am I into rap? Yeah. Well, I grew up with like like Tupac and stuff. Like was out because I didn't really like Nirvana and stuff. That was like kind of big when I was in high school. Well, yeah, I guess I was in high school. Was I? Yeah, I guess I was in middle school and then in high school when Kurt died and Tupac died. I think I was a freshman. But I was more into hip hop and rap back then. But I liked really hardcore stuff, actually. I just found the lyrics really interesting, like the stories rappers tell about their perspective in their life. Like, I don't know, I was interested in it. But then I also, on the other foot, liked rock music because I connected to rock music, but rap music, I just liked hearing it. So yeah, I would say I'm into rap. I would probably say I'm more into trip hop though. I like more poetry in my in that kind, like in that vibe. So like Tricky and what's his name, Saul Williams, Portishead. Like I really like more trip hop stuff. How did Venom survive in the ending in the movie? We all know free kill symbiote. What? Fire kills the symbiote. A lot of people have a theory that Venom was in Eddie's blood and that's how he survived. Oh, interesting. Well, that's interesting if he did, because he made a parachute for Eddie to stop him from just smashing into the water and probably dying and breaking every bone in his body. So he created that, and then it burned off, and then Eddie fell into the water. So yeah, I guess he could have left a trace of itself around Eddie's wrists, maybe. That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I never really thought about that. Most first movies in the superhero genre have cookie cutter villains because they have to establish the backstory of the hero. Venom had to establish two characters. Yeah, no room for Drake. I mean, pretty much no room for Drake or Riot, which is why I think ultimately they decided not to make Carnage the villain of the first movie. Because if you go back and look at a lot of concept art, which by the way, check out a channel on Instagram called Fillmore Antidote. Fillmore, of course, is what they were filming Venom 2. That was its code name. And Antidote was the code name for the first Venom movie. So Fillmore Antidote crammed together on YouTube. He posts a lot of cool stuff. Some stuff we didn't even talk about here on the show. But he did post that concept art we talked about where it showed Venom fighting Carnage at the end of the first movie. And I think the reason they were like, we got to not make it Carnage was because it was just generic. And they were like, people don't want to just see a black symbiote fight a red symbiote. That's not enough. They want to see Cletus and Carnage. So I think that they decided to change that. So yeah. So I'm glad they did, because I'd rather Riot and Drake be a generic villain than Carnage. I want Carnage to actually be done well. Drake was the sort of villain that is personal scope villain, set up an excuse to introduce the world at large. Yeah. I mean, yeah, for sure. He's part of the backdrop. And he's also there, like I said, because people kept saying, remember when the first movie came out, they were like, you can't do Venom without Spider-Man. And I kept saying, and I agreed at first until we read, the Lethal Protector story again. And then I realized, well, no, actually you can tell a story with Venom without Spider-Man, because the things that motivate Venom is that he had a career and a wife. He lost those things because of one person in the comics. It was Spider-Man. And then that person is also the one who feeds him the symbiote after it, tortured or rejected the symbiote, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. And that symbiote goes to Eddie. So that's the story of the comic book. In the movie, they do the same thing. Eddie loses his job because of his own actions, much like the comic book, but also because it comes into conflict with Carlton Drake, who, kind of turns it around on Eddie. So Eddie's life is ruined by Carlton Drake. So now Eddie has a person to hate. And Carlton Drake has the symbiote and is forcing it into different hosts and killing those hosts, which it did to Maria, the homeless lady. And then the suit leaves her and goes to Eddie. So after being tortured by Carlton Drake, it doesn't like Carlton Drake. Eddie doesn't like Carlton Drake. So they have a mutual hatred towards a single person. And then when Riot bonds with Carlton Drake, it seems Venom also had a personal thing against Riot and didn't like working with him because he's a loser on his home planet, just like Eddie is on Earth. So they have like a kinship there, a bond there. So all the elements that you need for a Venom story are there. Just physically Spider-Man isn't there, but they just take all those things and put it on Carlton Drake. So he works for that reason. And like you said, helps set up the world. He's kind of like an Elon Musk type. Yeah. Carlton Drake was a good villain, but he could be better. I don't know. I don't agree he was a good villain, but he could have been a lot better. Yeah. Induce pain, a panic, not pain. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Did I read that wrong? I might have read that wrong. Sorry. I think Venom survived because Eddie was just that good of a match. At least enough of Venom was there in Eddie to regrow, apparently. Yeah, true. Eddie also got stabbed through the chest, like with that sword. I was rewatching the movie. I go, God dang, he got stabbed really good. But then he pulls it out of his chest and slices the rocket ship in half with it. So, yeah, because I was like, oh, did any piece of that? Is any of the codex of Riot inside Venom or Eddie? I don't know. Let's see. J Money, yo, Zeke, all these guys on. I missed it. Let me go back up. I think I skipped down too hard. Sorry. Yo, Zeke, all these guys channel got clickbaited to watch the fan-made Super Venom 2 trailer. Fools with fake news. I mean, yeah, we already talked about that earlier. You missed that whole conversation. But yeah, I mean, I didn't believe it to be real. So I was just kind of like, just every time I got a DM, which I don't get a ton of them, but just 2 or 3 is too many for me, but like in a week. So like someone will be like, yo man, check it out, trailer, and I'm like, it's not the trailer. Stop it. I don't even click on them anymore. Like I had a kid who was in my comments earlier and he's like, hey, I made a video on my YouTube channel about the Reddit leak, check it out. And I go, no. And I deleted the link. I'm like, I'm not going to leave a fake, a link to a fake story on my channel. And I go, but I was really respectful to the kid. I was like, I appreciate that you're getting into this world of making videos and I wish you luck. I will subscribe to your channel. And if you ever make a video that is real news that we can talk about, I will you bring it up on the show and shout you out because, that's what we do here. Like, me, I look for sources for stuff. And if I find solid sources, I like using them. So yeah, but I was like, yeah, sorry, I deleted your link, man. I'm sorry, but I don't like fake stuff on my page. Personally felt like Drake wasn't interesting. You could sum him up in 3, maybe 5 TV tropes, pretty much. Releases flashes with him again, but he is a furry. What? Then maybe I missed another conversation. I liked Loki precisely because he was the angry brother, and for Loki, it was personal. It was that reconciliation being dangled that gave Loki depth. That Tom and Hiddleston being great actor. I mean, that's the thing is he is a good actor, and so he's the reason I ended up liking Loki. But I didn't really care for him too much in the first Thor movie. Like he was just kind of evil brother. I was like, well, okay, whatever. He wasn't bad, but he was just like, whatever, just evil brother. But as the movies went on, I liked him more and more. Like in Avengers, I liked them. They added a little bit more to him there. In Thor 2, even though most people don't like that movie, everything they do with Loki in that movie, I love. That's like some of the best Loki stuff because you really see him as a character. Like when he's pretending that everything's fine, and then as soon as they leave, like the facade melts away, and he's just on the ground, and the room's destroyed. After he found out his mother died, it was like that's good stuff. At the end, Flash alive again, but he is freaking furry with a dragon white suit. Oh, you mean in the comic book? Yeah. Well, we talked about that on another episode. Yeah, the comic book. I just hope Flash is back for good and he's part symbiote now or whatever. He can just shapeshift. Yeah, if he's just like a big white anti-Grendel or whatever, like that's fine. I don't know, whatever. Ghost was a disappointing villain. The comic book version is so much better. He hates big corporations. He's addicted to wearing the suit and smells. I really like the comic book version of Ghost, but I thought that girl did a good job because I like the concept of someone being in perpetual pain. It reminds me of Penance from Thunderbolts, but it also reminds me of me. Like I have had a migraine every day for almost 11 years now. So to see that represented in a character, like it's a weird thing, sure. I mean, most people aren't going to connect with the character for that reason. I'm just giving my perspective, and it made me take interest in the character that she had to wear this suit to deal with this pain that she was always in. And I was like, oh, that's something. That's like a little heartbeat of something that made me have a little interest in the character. So yeah, while I agree, I like the comic version a lot better. Because especially in Armor Wars, I think when he got used to break in and steal the armor, I hope Ghost appears in Armor Wars, the show. And maybe she goes full villain, or maybe she's more of an anti-hero. I don't know. We'll see. But I like that girl. She's very pretty, and I'm excited to see her play Jill Valentine. I knew that would be your first answer. Did you? Yeah. Comic Ghost. Oops. Let's see. Oh, good night, Hotspot. Good night. Good night. Comics Ghost is way more interesting. Liked him in Thunderbolt's tragic backstory. Amen. Yeah, I did too. I like this comic stuff. I really wanted to see a black symbiote fighting a red symbiote. Well, you will in the next movie, and hopefully it'll have more meaning. And now, I wonder what Cletus was doing during the events of the first movie. Probably sitting in jail, doing nothing, killing other inmates, getting put into solitary confinement like he was. Like, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe they'll do a comic book prequel. That'd be neat. Well, I really want to see Venom fight Red Venom. There you go. Seems like he was just in prison. Probably. Have you been gaming lately? Yes. I played last week. I think we played Resident Evil 4. Yeah. So if you go check out my gaming channel, I played Resident Evil 4, and then I also was beta testing the new Resident Evil multiplayer deathmatch game called Reverse. I got picked to be a beta tester on it, and I uploaded footage of that. So we did that for like 3 nights in a row, and then we played Resident Evil 4 for 4 nights in a row, or 3 nights in a row. And next week I'll go back to Resident Evil 4. I'm taking this week off, but yeah, actually I put in like 20 hours of gaming last week. And writing my book, it was like a lot. Last week sucked for me. I did not sleep that well last week. They really used a lot of iconic images of Venom and Carnage fights in the first film. Kind of bummer we won't likely see them, but that's okay because I hope that forces them to be creative with what they do with Carnage in the second one. Like, because remember when like Riot he makes the axes and he does this and he shoots the spikes out and all that. You're right; those are all Carnage moves. Him ripping the symbiote off of Eddie in the final battle. Like, they used a lot of things that were visuals from Carnage, but that's okay because I hope that forces them to be creative with what they do with Carnage in this movie. And hopefully we'll get to see some moves that, we've never seen Carnage do before, which would be awesome. Venom also, Andrew says, Venom also, let me see, pull up on screen. Venom also reattached Eddie's head at one point during the fight too. Movie Venom's regeneration was pretty crazy. I don't remember that. Eddie's head never got separated. That's not true. I just watched it the other night. I've seen that movie like 30 times now, by the way. When did Eddie's head get torn off? I don't remember that at all. So you have to refresh my memory there, but I don't think that happened. My opinion of Venom movie was like a regular movie with Tom Hardy. Was it really? Yeah, I thought it was a little above his performance is what made me like that movie. I really like his commitment to the version of Eddie he was playing. So hopefully, I'm sure that'll continue with the next one. I mean, I've seen some of it firsthand, so I can tell you it does. Something bad happened to my cousin. Somebody leaked his phone number on a famous Omegle streamer. He was getting spam called all night. That sucks. That really sucks. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. I hate when I see that kind of things where personal information gets put out there for people. Well, you know what? I say tell your cousin to just tomorrow go get a new phone, get a new number. And it sucks, but it's probably the best thing to do. Would you ever consider doing a debunk video on some of the fake Venom 2 stuff? No, because I don't like giving that stuff my time. Like here in a live stream, it's fine, but I'm not going to put editing effort into that because it's not worth my time. If I made a video on anything, we talked about it in this one. Like, I think what I said in this video is enough. If people watch it and they hear my thoughts on it, great. If not, it doesn't matter. Like, who cares? I'm just one guy. But I know I don't care because I don't need to debunk it. It debunks itself. Like, going back and debunking, the Super Bowl thing. It's like, why do I need to do that? It's the Super Bowl passed and we didn't get a trailer. I don't need to go back in time and debunk it. I can just sit there and go like, hey, I was right again. Like, and pat myself on the back, give myself a little attaboy, and then move on to the next thing. I think if anything, I'll make a video, maybe a quick summary of a checklist. And I'll be like, hey, next time a fake thing comes out, do these 4 things. Go to Trailer Track, check. Go to Film Ratings, check. Go to Tom's Instagram, check. Go to Andy's Instagram, check. And for the 5th thing, go to Sony's, check. And if none of those are posting about it, and you come to my channel and you see that I haven't posted about it, then it's probably fake. Maybe I'll make a quick little video like that. But I don't know. We'll see. I rode a unicorn to the end of a rainbow and watched the Venom 2 trailer and the Leprechaun's Pot of Gold. You son of a bitch. Well, I hope you liked it. No spoilers. And this was on YouTube, and that guy didn't delete the guy's comment, got in trouble with the cops. Well, that's crazy. I mean, J Money, it's funny too, because someone pointed this out to me recently. Someone has been watching my streams, and they were like, sometimes you have these guys come in and they just talk about drama stuff. Like we have Killer who comes in here sometimes. He has the other name, Ferris and stuff. We have people come in here sometimes and they just drop like personal information and talk about, oh, this crazy thing happened, this YouTuber this YouTuber that. And my friend pointed out, he even brought up a good point. Now, one, it's nice that people who come here, like they feel comfortable telling me this stuff, because that's good. Like that's kind of I'm glad you tell someone, sometimes you need to get things off your chest. I mean, you hear me sometimes I go on these like diatribes or rants about either my health or the country or whatever. And it's like, I don't mean to do it. I don't want to do it to bring people down or anything, but it's like, sometimes it just comes out of you and you have to get rid of that energy somehow. So I get it. But what I noticed that is sometimes when those comments, they get people talking about things, they get people talking about dramatic things. And then it starts like a snowball effect, and then more and more pile on and more and more pile on. So at times I may shut down that kind of talk. Like I said, I hope everything works out with your cousin and all that stuff, but you bringing up the cops and all that kind of trouble stuff, like it's like, I'm going to move on from the conversation now. I don't want to get caught up in that kind of stuff. That's not really what we do here. We talk about Venom here. And like I said, sometimes I'll go on diatribes, but yeah, it's my show, so sometimes I will. But I appreciate you telling me, and I hope everything works out for your cousin, and I hope nobody gets hurt for sure. But then now I'm going to move on to the next thing. Superior says, imagine seeing Rex played by Will Smith. I would like to see that. Well, that's a big actor for that character. Interesting. I mean, I don't know. Would we see Rex? I guess we would if they do a Null story. Good question. Or good point. Nice. Grendel shows up. Rex. Oh, hell nah. Welcome to Earth, Grendel. Venom is an anti-hero. Oh, anti-hero too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, that's why we like him, because sometimes he makes decisions that we don't agree with. We're like, oh, that's interesting. He made a choice there, and I don't know if I agree with that. He'll try to make the heroic choice every time, but sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he fails. I think Venom is a hero on the run. Yeah, not the best, but he is trying. Exactly. That's the best thing about Eddie Brock, is that, like all of us, he fails at things, but he tries to do better. You're not just some guy, you're the guy. Nah, I'm just some guy. Belatedly, Andrew says, I am what to say during the Riot fight when Venom to knock down. It was before Riot ate Eddie. Was a lot of frenetic action. I may be wrong though. The fight got kind of confusing. The fight is definitely confusing. I'll give you that. I don't blame you for making the mistake. But I've watched that movie frame for frame at times. I've even did a commentary track over the movie. I'm telling you, Eddie's head did not get ripped off in that scene. The suit could not reattach a severed head. It could maybe heal a broken bone and heal a hole in the chest, as long as Eddie didn't fully flatline. But it can't he's not Deadpool. We are Venom, but Seek is superior Venom. No, I am not. No, I'm not. Thanks for the love, though. I appreciate it. So if Sony's Venomverse has Venom and Morbius, what other properties would they logically want to include that are they illegally allowed to? We've done episodes on this before. Craven, one of them. I saw a lot of people freaking out that Keanu Reeves might play Craven. I posted this on Twitter. I don't know if you guys follow me on there, but sometimes I put on there, I said sometimes, because like the Illuminerd or Illuminati, like some hack site, they're the ones who posted the exclusive that, and their exclusive was Sony offered the role of Craven to Keanu Reeves. So could a site like them, I mean, they're pretty big. I guess they're a bigger site and stuff, but could a site like them actually get that information? Sure, probably. I don't know what sources they have. But is that real information, or are they just being used to put something out there on the internet, which studios do sometimes? They'll say, hey, we need some news out there because there's nothing for Venom right now. We haven't talked about Spider-Verse in a while. Morbius got pushed back. We need something out there to remind people that our universe is still a thing. What do we got? And then someone in the boardroom will go, well, we did put an offer out to Keanu Reeves people for the role of Craven. And then, of course, someone was probably like, well, he's not going to take it. He already said no to us. They're like, yeah, but we put the offer out anyway. And so they might be like, well, just tell that to some nerd site and get that tracking so that there's something out there. And maybe we can see if we can get Craven trending on Twitter, which I don't think it did. So sometimes studios will put information out there and they'll use smaller sites to get that information out there. And they do it for various reasons. One, like I said, just to get some kind of buzz about their universe out there, to show people that Craven's still being worked on or whatever. But also, too, sometimes, and I learned this on Entourage, the show Entourage, sometimes they want a different actor and they already know Keanu Reeves is going to say no, but they want another actor who is asking for too much money. So then they can say, well, you know what, if we're going to spend that money, we're going to spend it on Keanu Reeves and not you because he's a bigger name. And then they can put in the press, hey, we offered this role to Keanu Reeves. And then that actor will go, you know what, I want the role, so fine, I'll do it for half of what, I'll do it for the first price or $1 million above the first, or whatever. Sometimes you don't even make $1 million when you make these movies. I know some people don't believe that, but sometimes that's true. You don't, unless you're like a major star, you can't work that into your contract. You might make $500,000 maybe. So, which is still a lot of money for me for sure. But for some actors, it's not. So some actors might be like, yeah, I'll do it for $2 million. And Sony's like, we'll go get Keanu Reeves for $2 million. And then they come back and they go, all right, you saw that we offered it to Keanu Reeves. What do you think now? Because he'll probably take it. And then they'll like seduce you. They'll be like, but ma'am, you could take the role for $750,000 and you can be Craven the Hunter. And you can say that you won the role over Keanu, that you were down to the final. It was between you and Keanu Reeves and you got it. You got the role. Wouldn't you want that in the headlines that you got this role over Keanu? It's like they that's how they manipulate. They're kind of scummy like that. So I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying sometimes those things happen. So when I see news go out there, oh, the Illuminati got this exclusive that Sony offered the role of Craven to Keanu Reeves. I'm like, so what? They probably offered the role to 50 people who are probably going to say no to it. So who gives a shit? But like I said, I think it's just to get some kind of press out there. That's my guess. Symbiote fans open up to Seek like he's Barbara Walters. No, I mean, I don't mind people sharing stuff, like I said, but I don't want to make 10 minutes of the stream dedicated to it. You know what I'm saying? So like I have to put a kibosh on it at some point. And I don't mean to be disrespectful at it. It's just like, I don't want to sit and just talk about other people's dramas the whole stream. But I don't want that to stop people from opening up to me. But there's always my DMs on like social media or my email, the parasitepodcast@gmail. I'd much rather someone go to me that way and not publicly talk about it. I'm trying to like not publicly talk about some things in my life, but some people watch this show. I actually had someone tell me recently, like, oh, I like watching a show. The Venom stuff's neat, but I like when you open up about your own life and talk about your health, because that's how I knew you on the Harmontown show when you used to be on, when Dan Harmon would have you on his Harmontown podcast, like, or when you would go talk to Matt Dwyer on his podcast. Like, I got invested in you because of your health and your journey with your health. So there are some people that come here for that. So I'm trying to like balance my stuff. That's why I think Eddie is such a great character to talk about. Eddie had he had cancer at one point in the comics, whether Donny Cates wants to admit it or not. But he had cancer. And so there are these things that like I relate to with Eddie. So he's an easy character to talk about and then transition to things like suicide and health and mental health and then come back to Venom. So it's an easy transition, but it's not something I want to like. I'm trying my best, but it's like, I don't want people to feel like they can't open up to me. But if it's something really intense that you need to get off your chest, there are other avenues to open up to me with. The last thing I would like to see, but I would also say, if you're going to open up to me, be over 18 when you do it. Cause I had a kid recently write me and I just don't know what to do. I'm not a guy who, I can just tell you things from my perspective. But if you're a kid, you need to talk to your parents if that's an option. If it's not, you need to talk to a teacher if that's an option. If not, you need to talk to someone you really trust. I'm not that person. So I will say, if you're over 18 and you have something you got to get off your chest, I'm happy to listen. But if you're under that, I can't help you. Like you really need to go get advice from someone who's more invested in you as a person than me. Like, you shouldn't be coming to a stranger. I'm glad you feel like you can, but you should really go talk to someone closer to you. Communication is like the major thing I've been trying to work on over the past few years. I used to be really bad at it at work, with my personal life, with friends, with my mom. Like, my communication with people was bad, and I would get frustrated all the time. I'm like, why can't they see I'm in pain? Why can't they see this? And it's because I wasn't telling them enough. And it would cause all this frustration, but it was because of me. I wasn't being open about it, about how I felt. So like I said, I appreciate people being open about things, but make sure you're doing it. If you're under a certain age, you should do it with people that are invested in you. Like, I like that you're here, but we're not friends, right? So it's like, you need to go talk to someone you really trust. So if Sony's Venomverse has Venom and Morbius, oh yeah, we talked about that. So Craven, I guess. And I guess they can do Black Cat, and Silver Sable, I guess, was another one they were going to try to do. But last thing I would like to see in the movies is Venom Pool. Well, I don't, maybe, I don't know. I doubt it, but yeah, Deadpool's Disney now. Keanu Reeves is leaving, going in to hunt Venom as an adaptation of Last Hunt would be amazing. I would love Craven to be sent in to hunt Venom. That would be awesome. I think that was an idea I had, like, I don't know, a year and a half ago when they announced that they were doing a Craven movie. But also that idea comes from reading Mike Costa's run, where Craven did come to New York to hunt Venom, and he hunted him through the sewers. So Cravano Reeves, Cravanu Reeves, that's pretty good. Kiana as Craven, same as Ghost Rider rumor, just not seeing it. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is like, it's just rumors. Like, it's like, I'm not someone out there who covers that stuff. You know me. Like, I will talk about it, sure, on a live stream, now that we do live streams, but I'm not a scooper. I'm not invested in that way. I don't really care. If I see something on IMDb, I talk about it, but that's it. Like, that's the extent of my knowledge and ability. So the other stuff is just like, I'm like, whatever. I don't really have a lot of opinions. Someone was like, what do you think of Keanu Reeves as Craven? You love Craven. That's my favorite Spider-Man villain, by the way. And I had the writer of Craven's Last Hunt on the show, J.M. DeMatteis. I had him on the show, and we talked about his episode that he wrote for Maximum Venom. But we also got to talk a little bit about Craven's Last Hunt. That was the first Spider-Man comic I read, and Craven is my favorite Spider-Man villain. But even I don't have an opinion about Keanu Reeves. Like, someone's like, what do you think of him? I'm like, I don't, whatever. It's probably not true. So who cares? So yeah, I'm not seeing it either. Problem is, Keanu's a big name due to John Wick, so Sony might deem him too expensive, even if he said yes. I mean, that's the thing, is that's why they put out those offers. They just do it. They do it all the time. They put out offers, then they put out things for auditions if people want to come in and audition, and then they have tiers. So offers go out all the time. Offers don't mean jack shit. So like, when, Illuminati and all this stuff, like, they're like, our sources said, an offer was put out there. It's like, but you have to know that's not a big deal. like, I mean, great. But like I said, I think Sony didn't go to Deadline or Variety with that news because they know how movies work. So they're not going to report on something like that. Typically, they might sometimes, depending on what it is or what favor they owe someone. But in this case, they were probably like, who gives a shit? So Sony probably went down the list and was like, okay, I guess Illuminati said they would do it. So I don't doubt that they maybe have a contact who told them that, but there's a reason why it was told to that website and not Variety or any of the big ones. I'm honestly not sure who I think Keanu would be a good comic character. Maybe Ezekiel from Spider-Man, but doubt Spider-Man would use that character. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not very good at the casting thing, so I don't really think about it too much. I'll break some news here. I'm going to offer the hologram of Michael Jackson to play Null. His intimidating build is perfect for the role. His intimidating build. Michael Jackson is pretty amazing. Well, he's got the moonwalk down, so we can have Null do the moonwalk. Clearly, deep fakes were a mistake. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about Keanu, though. I mean, like I said, I'm not very good at the casting thing. Oh, man. My mouth is dry. So I will take a drink on stream, which I know I don't normally do. But I had it nearby. I'm drinking soda tonight because my head is killing me. And I've already taken amphetamine today to help with it. That didn't really work. I took some codeine earlier for my shoulder because I was like moving boxes and stuff, and my shoulder was killing me again. I might have to have surgery on that at some point. So like I said, there's a lot going on. And like I said, sometimes the thing is why I open up sometimes on this channel about that stuff is because I don't really talk to other people about it. I used to see like a shrink a while ago. I didn't really enjoy that. And then I talk to my mom sometimes about it, but it just, bums her out. And I hate bringing it up here sometimes because I know it bums people out. But at the same time, I do have some people who watch just to get updates. I had one guy that was just like, just checking in to see if you're still alive. And I'm like, well, thank you. I am. But I try to stay positive. I mean, and you know me, if things get really bad, I take a break. I tell, like when I had that seizure, I'm like, hey guys, can't make videos. My mouth is messed up. I can't make videos for a couple, weeks or whatever. Real talk. Have you heard the spoiler for King in Black? Not saying, but it's out there. No. See, like I said, I don't know, and I don't care what it is. Like, I mean, I don't want to know what it is. Like, that's the thing is like, when information is meant to come out, that's when I want it. I don't want it early. Like, I mean, I know I like to scrounge through like IMDb and stuff for casting news and who's working on stunts and who are they the stunt double of. That's literally just to make content and to find some kind of movie news, because this year has been awful for Venom movie news. I think I've probably put out the most Venom movie news in this year than anybody, including all the fake stuff. Like, I think if you count everyone who covered only the fake stuff, and then you go and add up all my videos, I put out more videos than they put out articles probably. I really do dig and try to find stuff for you guys and for myself, but I also am not into just spoiling things for me either. But it's like, it's a fine line, right? It's like, well, I got to make content for the show, so I'm probably going to spoil something for myself. But when things are meant to happen, that's when I want to know them, because I like being on the same level as a lot of you guys. But the problem is a lot of you guys are really young, and you go out and look for leaks, and you go on Reddit and you go to these places and you're in Discord chats and everything, and you're around people who love leaking stuff and putting stuff out there. And I hate that stuff more than anything, because I've worked for numerous companies in my lifetime, and I know what it's like to have to plan a release of some news and then it get leaked and ruined for you, because you put so much money, company money, into this big plan. And it sucks because you're like, man, why don't I just go to Reddit, find some Redditor, give them $500 and just tell them to leak this image? Like, why am I spending $100,000, of this company's money to get this promotion ready for this thing that just leaked online for nothing? It sucks. And then it sucks working for those companies, knowing that you have people in your company that are willing to just put stuff out there. Like, sometimes it is legal. Like, sometimes a company will go, hey, leak this. And then we'll go like, oh, darn, it leaked. Sometimes they do that though, just so they can do exactly what I said. Wait, we can spend $500 and just give this to some like low tier Redditor, get it out there. And then we can pretend we're mad that it got leaked and say, we're going to find who leaked this, like in the press. Sometimes they really have to find who leaked it, and sometimes they don't. So it's games. Politicians play games, movie studios play games. Everything's a game to them. And control information, control news, control everything. But for me, I like being surprised. Like, I really do. Like, it's a rare thing to go into a movie not knowing anything about it. Like WandaVision, I was like, I didn't even know the show was set in different decades. I had no idea. So I watched the first episode. I'm like, oh, I think I saw in one of the trailers that they were going to do like a sitcom-y thing. I'm like, this is kind of neat. Reminds me of like I Love Lucy. And then the second episode, I was like, wow, this feels like Bewitched. I'm like, are they going to do this every week? And then like the third episode came out. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, this is like the 70s. Like, what the hell's happening here? And then I went online and saw people saying, yeah, this is like through the decades. And I'm like, huh. So I like that feeling of just being surprised. So I don't know how much I'll be able to be surprised for Venom, because I cover it all the time. But I hope there's still some surprises in the movie for me. But I like the surprise stuff, so I don't look for leaks, and I usually don't surround myself with people who just talk about leaks, because then you get swept up in it, and then it gets infectious, and you start go, well, what is happening? What is going on over there? Yeah, when I worked in comics, I would if I would like have lunch at like New York Comic Con, or we would go to like dinner, and there'd be like other comic writers. Like I don't want to say any names, but like if they're like there, and because they were friends with my boss, and they would just talk about what they're doing in their comics coming up, and I would just I would have like the biggest poopy face. I'd be sitting there eating, and then someone would go on about what they're doing in a book that I'm reading, and I just drop my fork. I go, what the, like, I'm like, really? So now what? So now I know everything that's about to happen. God, and I'd get so mad. Like, and they loved it. They would like troll me. They're like, hey, guess what I'm doing in this? And I'm like, don't tell me. And they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, don't tell me. Like, so yeah, I don't know. I like surprises, I guess. I don't know. Because not a lot surprises me. I can predict a lot of things. I've written enough and edited enough and seen enough movies and TV. Like, it's like my whole life. Like, even the stuff I don't remember, but I rewatched, I'm like, I can predict things like left and right now. So if I'm watching something and I go in kind of blind, or I've only seen one trailer, and then I'm like predicting, and then something surprised me, nothing is like funner. Like, even if I don't like the movie, I'm like, this movie sucks, but damn, they got me on that one. I love that feeling. Keanu would have made an amazing Morbius. Maybe, I don't know. Morbius he's a neat character. My friend Gene hates Morbius. I like Morbius, but I'm interested to see what they do with the movie. Jared Leto doesn't seem like super like excited for it. And I think because it keeps getting pushed back, he's probably lost some of his hype for it a little bit. He's definitely into working with Snyder on and being Joker again. Like, he was really happy about that. And you could see him, the way he talks about Snyder and how smart he is as a director. It's like, he doesn't say anything like that for the people who worked on Morbius. I think even in the interview, he said he was like, yeah, the script wasn't that great, so we had to do rewrites, or I can't remember. He said something along that lines. And I'm just like, if you read between the lines of what he's doing in interviews, you could just see there's not a passion there. So it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I'm watching High as multiple tabs. Oh, cool. What's up, Brandon? How's it going? Took 15 last night, and I'm still peaking. Hopefully can escape reality for a further 2 days. Jesus, well, be safe. Holy cow, man. 15. Be safe, man. We're here for you. We are Venom, and we care about you. Oh, I love you too, John. Oh, by the way, did you get my message? Did you text me back about tomorrow or next week? Oh, you did. Okay. So, all right. Next Wednesday. All right. So next Wednesday, Riddle John and I are going to do a collab. So good. Let's brainstorm over the weekend. Yeah, let's do that. And have a good day on Thursday, since you have plans on Thursday. The only reason I brought up is because people are saying how disappointing it is. It looks like we all have another rushed finish to a big event. I mean, here's the thing is, like I said, I know I'm very hard on Donnie, and some people are kind of sick of how negative I am about his book sometimes, but I genuinely like the Venom issues that tie in. But I have no doubt in my mind that this book is going to just wrap up really quickly. Absolute Carnage was a catastrophe for me. Like, I loved issue 1. It was like 60 pages. It took its time. It fleshed out the horror. It had a great dialogue moment. And I was like, you know me, I hate scenes where it's like 4 pages, 5 pages of people just sitting and talking. They had that in Absolute Carnage #1 with Peter and Eddie at the diner, but it was cool. I mean, it was a good conversation, and it was fine because it was 5 pages of a 60-page comic. And soon after that, they got right into the shit. So I really liked the pacing and the writing for, actually, I think Absolute Carnage would have been better if it was 3 jumbo-sized issues like that, and they released like, maybe one every 6 weeks. So you have like 1 6 weeks, 1 6 weeks, 1, or something like that. I think that would have helped pace it better, and maybe given them more time to make a better ending. Because man, that was just atrocious. And that's my problem with comics right now, is like, they want to charge more for them. They want to do this with them and that with them, but they don't really want to do a lot of inventive things. And I'm like, man, that would have been cool to do an event book, but it's an event so big that instead of 3 regular size or 5 regular size issues or 6 regular size issues, whatever you want to do them in like 2 or 3 jumbo issues. And then have all the tie-ins come out between those 2 issues. So you could say like, all right, Absolute Carnage comes out the first week of this month. And then 2nd, 3rd, and 4th week, we have these are the tie-ins that are coming out. Maybe they're all also jumbo size. Maybe they just worked really far in advance on them, and you get Scream jumbo size, Miles jumbo size. So it's like the length of 2.5 comics in one, and it's just everyone gets a jumbo size issue. And then so you have Absolute Carnage here, and then tie-in. You get like 1 or 2 tie-ins a week. They're like $7 each or something. So maybe just do 1 a week. And then after 8 weeks of tie-ins, boom, Absolute Carnage number 2, and it concludes the story or something like that. Or you put 2 in the middle and then a couple more tie-ins and then 3 or whatever. I know it would be a lot of work, but it's different. It would be a little different. And I think that would be great. But unfortunately, you have an editor who seems like a nice guy, Devin Lewis, but I saw him in an interview recently. He was like, more add-ons, more tie-ins. We need more and more. Events should take over the entire universe and cover everything. And it's like, I've been reading these King in Black tie-ins that Cam donated to us, and a lot of them suck. Like, they're really bad. And that doesn't surprise me. So I have no doubt in my mind that this book is going to end shitty. Like, I have no doubt. I definitely think there are planned leaks. Sometimes things leak a few days before the reveal, making people hyped and curious. I agree, VCXC. I mean, that's exactly what happens. That's exactly it. The time of the leak means it either came from either Diamond or Marvel. Oh, really? Okay. The timing of it. Because that's the other thing. You can kind of pinpoint and deduce where it's being shipped, where it got printed, where, if it ended up at the office, like whatever. You're right. You can kind of pinpoint it. Yes, it did. All right, good. Thank you, John. Yeah, we are in store for another Venomized Hulk size letdown. I mean, but here's the thing is I wasn't excited for King in Black to begin with. Like, I was just like, oh, I was like, okay, this is his chance to maybe get me interested in Null. Because me, after Absolute Carnage, I said, I'm done buying Venom. And I think I made a video about that. And then 4 issues into Venom Island, someone's like, oh, you should really check it out because Bagley's writing it and there's actually some good moments. And I was like, well, okay, I don't think I'm going to get it. I still wasn't ready to get it. But then when I was leaving California and I went to Golden Apple, Ryan, I bought some books, but then he gave me some goodies, he was like, hey, I got extra copies of some things and I want to give you a going away present. And in that going away present box it was like 10 comics, it was Venom Islands 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I was like, well, okay, I guess I'll buy 5 then, since you gave me 1 through 4 for free. And I think 5 was, I can't remember if I reviewed it in California before I moved here, or I waited till I got here and read them here and reviewed them here. I can't remember. It was one of those, but or maybe I bought it here and reviewed it here, the 5th one. I can't remember. So anyway, but I only got into Venom Island was because it was gifted to me. So then once that happened, I was like, okay, well, all right, I'm done now because Venom Island sucked, in my opinion. But then it was like Venom Beyond's coming, and it's going to deal with more of the Maker. And I was like, and I was like, I don't know if I want to stick around. But then when I heard King in Black was the very next story, I was like, okay, so it's just one more 4 or 5 issue story. Then we got King in Black. And then maybe King in Black can end on a note where I can officially just be done with this book. But now we have Venom 200, and apparently that's the last issue that Donnie's writing. And I have theories. I have a feeling we're going to learn Venom's real name. And I think someone else had this theory. I think Orion over at Venomaniacs had this theory too. And other people did too. So it's like in the early issues of Venom by Donny Cates, they revealed that the symbiote has a name. It's not Venom. Obviously, Venom is Eddie and the symbiote's name together. But apparently the symbiote has a name back on Clintar. So I imagine we're going to learn what that name is, and they're going to make a book called Blurgan Space Knight or whatever the hell Venom's name really is. It's going to be like, or they'll call him Anti-Null or something like that. And it'll be like something, and he'll go back to being a Space Knight again, or a Space Lord or something stupid where it'll be like the book will be called King in Black or whatever, because he'll be sitting on the throne of Null or whatever the story will be. So, or King of the Symbiotes, maybe it'll just be called King of the Symbiotes. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm thinking Donnie's not really done writing the character, that they just might rebrand the character, which I think is dumb, considering the character has a movie coming out called Venom. And why would you want to call him by a different name? So that's why I don't think they're going to do it, because Marvel typically thinks along those lines. But we'll see. We'll see what they announce. Like, again, I'm not going to try to speculate too much, because I don't want to spoil it. I will like to see what happens. But if Venom 200 is Donnie's last issue, I will obviously keep reading up until then, and that'll be our jumping off point, because and until whoever next takes over. And I honestly hope we get a new writer on Venom, and I hope we get one. I hope they take like 4 months, 5 months off, no Venom comics for like maybe 4 or 5 months, and then bring in a new writer and a new team, and tell. I don't even care what stories they tell with Venom, as long as it's a new team on the book. Not to be mean, but that's just how I feel. Yes, because Eddie says, I know a guy that knows a guy. The books haven't made it out from Diamond. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. For what it's worth. Yeah, that's cool. VCX says, I remember you mentioned that you don't like Netflix Transformers. Saw Siege recently. It was quite slow, but I'm interested enough to keep watching. That's the thing, is I watched both seasons, and they're not, I don't like them enough to review them, because I'm not, my only criticisms of those shows is that I think the writers of that show, those episodes of seasons 1 and 2, I honestly just feel like they got the easiest paycheck they've ever gotten in their lives. Because to me, it just seems like they're just ripping off stories from G1 and now Beast Wars, and they're not even doing them that cleverly. They're just literally just taking scenes and redoing them in a lot of cases, and just slightly subverting expectations, but not in an interesting way. So I just feel like they're just, I don't know, they're not doing I feel like they could work harder and tell better stories. This is the only Transformer cartoon. I haven't watched all of them, but I think because I haven't watched that little kid one, or like something Rescue Bots or something. I haven't watched that, I don't think. Or maybe I've seen an episode or two but I don't remember it. But most Transformer cartoons I like, actually. I really like every incarnation of the Transformers. I even have a guilty pleasure for the stupid Michael Bay movies, but I know they're bad. I have a guilty pleasure for them. But I do not like this Netflix show. So my only criticism is you guys are just phoning in your scripts. That's my criticism. So I just don't want to make a whole video where I'm saying that over and over and over for every episode. So I won't review them anymore. I did put reviews up for the first season, and then I took them down because I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, it's not a good show. It's not worth my time to review them. So yeah, they're kind of a letdown. But like you said, I mean, there's enough in there where I'm like, this could be something. Let me see where it goes. After second season, I kind of don't care to watch the third season when it comes out next year or this year, but I probably will, just because I have Netflix and it's free, or not free, but I have the service already. Venomized Hulk size letdown. Nice reference. So you might know. Do you know what the leak is, or do you know what you're talking about? Because that Hulk battle in Absolute Carnage was garbage. Am I crazy thinking that Bagley's Venom has gotten worse? I don't know if it's gotten worse. Like, I mean, yeah, there was some pages, but here's the thing: is Bagley's an older guy. Like, I don't know. I still feel like he's killing it when he draws a comic book. Like, I know if you compare it to older art, sure, it doesn't compare on some level. He gets a little lazy when it comes to someone jumping. He doesn't draw the legs. He'll just draw like a blur or something. Like, but I mean, come on, he's an older guy. Like, I mean, really, I can't fault him for that. He draws a shit ton better than I can, and way faster than me. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yes, technically you are right, I guess. I don't know if I could argue your point. But I think it's just because of age. I mean, that guy's, what is he, like in his 60s probably? New Kate's book, Dylan, Son of Venom. Probably. I mean, yeah, he probably will. Super Mega Edgelord Symbiote God, #1 by Cates and Stegman. There you go. I just want to see what Al Ewing is going to do with his Carnage story. Sounds intriguing to me. Oh, you're talking about the miniseries that's coming out with the anthology stuff? Yeah, that'll be cool. I'll cover that. I'll review every issue of that. I'm actually going to buy the physical copies of that book, so I will for sure. Yes, Jas, the Carnage mini #2 has me excited. Hey, Jas, what's up? I talked about you earlier. Facts, bro. Don't mind the story. Just shut up and buy them toys. Seek. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I wonder what Marvel Legends Venom toys we'll get this year. Be interesting. Honestly thought Rescue Bots was better than Prime. Just don't see the hype for Prime. Prime I liked. I liked Prime. Yeah, Prime was okay. I liked Animated. That was fun. Where Wreck-Gar was like a giant trash truck, like a garbage truck. I like that. That was kind of fun. Was it Animated or was it? Yeah, I think it was called Animated. honestly thought, oh yeah, we talked about that one. Sorry. What if storyline Venomized Transformers? Oh man, there is a Venomized there's a Venom Transformer toy actually. They've had crossovers with weirder stuff, so yeah. But yeah, there's a Venom car that is a Transformer. It's a toy. It's a real thing. They did that. I think it was called a. Was it a trans? I think it was officially a Transformer Marvel crossover. Because then there was this other thing called Megamorphs, but I think that was different. That was like mechs of like Venom and Captain America and Doctor Doom and everybody. But I want to say, yeah, there was a Venom car that it was like a hot rod car. It was like was it a, no, it wasn't, was it a Charger? I think it was a Charger. But they definitely had weirder crossovers than that for sure. Actually, one of the first appearances of Spider-Man in the black costume was in a comic book where Marvel and Transformers crossed over, because Marvel used to do the Transformer comics in the 80s, and they did a miniseries where the Transformers met the Marvel Universe. And in that comic was one of the first times Spider-Man was in a black costume. With Bagley, I love everything else he does, but his Venom and the weird mouth tendril, I can't stand it. Yeah, he has some things, like he's some characters I like him on, some I don't. He's okay on Venom. I probably prefer like a Ron Lim, maybe, because Ron Lim makes Venom very thick. Like Venom's a thick boy when Ron Lim draws him. I've always liked that look where Eddie's got like this buzz cut. He looks like Guile from Street Fighter, and he's just like this thick, roided out dude. I always like that. Talk about me, color me curious. Yeah, earlier I mentioned something about Carnage, and I said, oh, Jazz Carnage would love that, and I can't remember what it was. I'm sorry. Yeah, that Venom Megamorph is expensive. Yeah, because it was like a limited, like he was in series 2, and that series, like, that got shut down like really quickly, I think. Like they released series 1 and you could find those everywhere. And then they did a second series and I could never find them. I never had that Venom toy. We need the backstory on this car. Yeah, we do. I'll get on it. It came with a comic. Yes, it did. The toy came with a comic book. That's right. Zeke, would you want to see a Venom as an Avenger from the King in Black comic? I don't. Eddie Brock is an Avenger. I mean, Flash Thompson was an Avenger when he was Venom. And honestly, I didn't find that story very interesting. Actually, I don't think Rick Remender really did a ton of interesting stuff with him as an Avenger. The whole thing with from my perspective on team books is that you put someone on a team because you think you can come up with very interesting dynamics between characters. When Flash was on the Avengers, he was sleeping with Valkyrie. That relationship was kind of interesting. Like I was like, oh, I never would have thought of that. That's kind of neat. But it didn't really go anywhere. And they've never really touched on it again or anything like that. Like right now, Valkyrie's in Valhalla during King in Black, but I'm like, I feel like she should be looking for Flash's soul and not like Sentry. So I don't know. I don't know. It's like I think Venom could be an Avenger, I guess, on some level, but I don't personally want to see that story. No, not really. I mean, I guess he's fighting alongside them during King in Black, but I don't know if I want to see him become a member. Death's Head was a Transformers character, and he's Marvel too. I'd like to see him in a movie. Death's Head would be awesome. I like Death's Head. He's cool looking, actually. I met Ron Lim in 2019. He's super nice. I asked him why he doesn't do a series. He said they just wanted him doing covers. Yeah, I think so. Both companies have changed over the past few years, Marvel and DC. They've become real companies now. Like before, they could afford to maybe take a risk here or do a story that maybe some people wouldn't agree with here or there. But they used to be able to do that more and more. But then when they started making movie deals and teaming up with like Warner Brothers and then when Disney bought Marvel, and it's like now AT&T owns Warner Brothers, which owns DC, like now they're corporately owned and they don't make a lot of money. And I've been saying this for years on the show. Like I've been saying, like eventually Disney and AT&T, they look at they're like, what companies do we own that make the least amount of money every year? And then they find those bottom 5 and they get rid of them. They just go, all right, give everyone a severance package and tell them they're gone. Comic books are a little different. There's a chance for them to remain and be kind of like IP farms for them, which they really don't need them to be, but they just, hey, we'll play nice, we'll keep you guys around. But since you spend this much a year and you don't make it back, or you make a little bit of profit, we got to cut your spending. So now you can't make deals with Brian Michael Bendis and have him on 7 books and pay him, $1,000 a page or whatever the hell his rate is or whatever it is. Like, you can't do that anymore. You have to just have him work on 1 book. That's it. And he gets this rate. We'll negotiate, but he's going to not get his usual rate or whatever. And I don't know if that's how much that's true, but I'm just using it as like an example of like, that's how these companies work. They go, all right, here's what your spending is. So Ron Lim, Mark Bagley, these are older guys, and they probably want a certain amount for their art because they've been doing comics for a long time. And Marvel's probably just like, well, these 5 months we can afford a Mark Bagley, but not a Ron Lim, so we'll have him do covers for a while. And then at some point we'll switch and we'll have like Bagley's about to do covers for Marvel for Heroes Reborn. He's gonna do the connecting covers like he did for that Spider-Man trading card series. So all the variants will be like, they'll look like a trading card from the 90s, and they'll all connect and make like a 9-picture, a 9-image picture or whatever. So he's going to be working on that. So maybe there's a chance Ron Lim could jump into, like a Venom book or do something monthly for like 2 or 3 months, and then he'll probably have to go back out. So it just comes down to balancing those checkbooks and that budget, I guess. Like, it's all about budget and how much you spend versus how much you make. But it's a shame because he's good. I think he's worth the money. And Marvel makes everyone an Avenger. The title means nothing to me. That's my issue with it, though. Like, 'cause I'm not a big Avengers fan anyway. But yeah, everyone's been an Avenger now, and it's kind of like, it's not really that special anymore. So yeah, that's how I feel. I want to see a symbiote swap with Eddie as Carnage and Cletus as Venom. Would that be cool? Oh, like Freaky Friday? Actually, that's a good idea. Let me put that on screen, J Money. That's actually a good idea. Freaky Friday with Venom and Carnage. Have they done that before? I think they did Freaky Friday with Venom and Spider-Man recently, called something Double Trouble. But yeah, with Carnage, that's actually a funny idea. Imagine Valkyrie Flash Dragon, like Phyla Rising Moon Dragon. See, that's what I was thinking. Like, I was like, wouldn't that be cool? That'd be a cool money shot, if you want to call it that, in King in Black, where the anti-Grendel Flash Dragon has Valkyrie standing on the back of it and like swinging in to like chop off, someone's head or something. Like, that'd be badass. Maybe they kill Grendel or Grendel's mother that was in the Scream book together with Scream. Like, that could be really cool. Eddie had a Carnage in the Venom Island story. Yeah, he ingested the Carnage symbiote at the end of Absolute Carnage, which Eddie has done before. Eddie walked right into a prison cell in the early 2000s when Howard Mackey was writing the comic book Amazing Spider-Man, and he ripped the symbiote off of Cletus and ate it. And then Cletus had to go to another dimension, the negative zone, and get another symbiote over there. Like another Carnage symbiote over there. So the Carnage that's in Absolute Carnage, that symbiote it's from the negative zone. It's like, yeah, it's funny. Continuity, right? It's crazy. So Venom technically, like Mania was like a part of Venom, technically he already had Carnage inside of him as a part of him. That would be a good story to tell. Whatever happened to the original Carnage symbiote? That could be interesting. I'm pretty sure Death's Head is strictly a Marvel property. He had many last year. Yeah, he is now. I think during that whole shakeup, I don't know. I don't know how his rights started, but yeah, he's definitely a Marvel character now. I mean, even in the 90s when he did his books, he was that. Hey, what's up, Shadow Killer? How's it going? Yeah, comics too corporate now. All the edge and innovation is gone. In my opinion, the MCU is disgusting and corporate. I mean, everything is. I mean, you can't blame. It's like, you can hate it, sure, but if you want original ideas, you can go read indie comics. If you go watch my stream from earlier, I talked to my friend Mark Polton and his artist Clint Helinski, and they do this comic here, Sea Dog and Codename Killswitch. It's like a fun nod to like 90s X-Men, X-Factor, Wildcats, that kind of stuff. so I talked to them earlier. They're right. There's a lot of people in indie comics and on Indiegogo and doing these campaigns, and they're getting their ideas out there. Some of them are original, and some of them are like love letters to stuff they grew up with or loved before. But they're still fun, you know. If you want that stuff, it's out there. But we're wanting that stuff from the big two is just not possible. It hasn't been for like 8 years now. Ever since New 52 for DC, that's where I think a lot of their creativity died. And although they started to win it back a little bit, and sure, there are some books, like it's subjective, right? So I might like some books that you don't, and you might like some that I don't. So, but there's always some books that those two big companies put out that are worth reading. Like right now, Daredevil at Marvel is my favorite book, and I like Immortal Hulk also, but I don't really like a lot else at Marvel. DC has nothing right now that I liked because Hawkman ended, and Hawkman was my favorite thing at DC. Although I do like the art in the Green Lantern book that Grant Morrison writes, but Grant Morrison has definitely lost me as far as the story goes. I'm like, I love Grant, but I'm not really liking him on Green Lantern. But the art by Liam Sharp's amazing. So I'm excited to read the new Robin book that's coming out because I like the writer and artist on that book. So hopefully it's good. And I'm excited to read that Carnage miniseries coming up. But other than that, I read Spawn. I read Spawn every month, and I love Spawn. But even Spawn's, I wouldn't say it's a highly original right now either, because he's making like a Spawn verse. So it's like, well, that's, you know, Spider-Man does it, Venom does it, you know. So now there's like Spawns from all the different time periods, like Cowboy or Gunslinger Spawn, and Plague Spawn is like a new one that's out. Omega Spawn's going to come back. So who are the other ones? There's is Viking Spawn? I don't think Medieval Spawn's there, but I don't think Viking Spawn is there. But yeah, a She Spawn is there. That's right. Jessica Priest, I think. Or no, it's Nyx, the second one, I think. Yeah. So yeah. So I like reading Spawn. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind corporate stuff, honestly. I understand that all these things are products. They're art, but they're products more probably. And I understand everyone tries their best too. So I don't really judge it for being a corporate product, but I will say because it's so corporate, like it can be corporate and good. Actually, you can work within the confines of a corporate scenario and still pump out something that's kind of interesting. Case in point, you know, Hawkman, Daredevil, like these books are pretty interesting, Immortal Hulk and stuff. I think those are pretty neat, and they slip through the cracks of the rules that are being thrust upon them. But then you get what you mostly get is just people repeating stuff that's already happened because that's a safe bet. So they're like, oh, Heroes Reborn. This isn't really like Heroes Reborn. It's I guess a pocket dimension, but it's more like Age of Apocalypse meets Amalgam. But they already did that like 2 years ago with something called Infinity Warps, which was where basically Amalgam in the 90s was this book where Marvel was going bankrupt, and DC was like, hey, we'll do an event with you, and we'll finally have Superman fight Venom, you know, Batman and Spider-Man will meet and fight Carnage and Joker. Like, we'll do all these crossovers. And then we're going to do a series called Amalgam where we combine two of our characters. So we have like Green Lantern and Iron Man are going to merge into one guy called Tony Jordan or something like that. And his superhero name is Iron Lantern. And then we're going to have Bruce Wayne merge with you guys and become Bruce Wayne, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know, we're going to have Wolverine and Batman mix and become Dark Claw. And Spider-Man and Superboy are going to mix and become Spider-Boy or whatever. That's all this is. That's all Heroes Reborn is. It's just that concept, which they did a few years ago in Infinity Warps, and then putting it in a pocket dimension where one person still remembers the way the old world was. So like in Age of Apocalypse, it was Bishop who remembered that the old world was, you know, the normal world, and that Age of Apocalypse was a messed up version of it. And he was trying to set the world back to the way it was. And Magneto was like the leader of the X-Men. Well, Magneto's the leader of the X-Men in this Heroes Reborn universe also, just like he was in Age of Apocalypse, and just like he was in Amalgam when he was Magneto and the Magnetic Men, and he was the leader of the Magnetic Men. So it's just all ripoffs. Just like they're just like, hey, this concept worked before, this one worked. Let's just do it again. Let's do it again. We'll call it Heroes Reborn because if we call it Rebirth, DC's already doing that. So we had Heroes Reborn in the '90s, and we also had Captain America Reborn a couple years ago. When he came back from the dead. So it's just that's what I mean by corporate. They just take some of this, take some of this, take some of this. All right, which writer wants to do it? Oh, you're writing Avengers? Well, here it is. Here's your story. Make it work. Death's Head versus Venom car. Ooh, I like that. So yeah, I mean, but I'm not mad at it. I'm just like, I wish people could get these parameters and figure out how to still tell a good story within their parameters. I had no idea. What's up, Ring Beast? I had no idea Venom Let There Be Carnage is coming. The real first trailer this week. No, it isn't. Go away. No, it isn't. Death's Head would be a jalopy. Yes, it would. Carnage must have made Venom bloated and gassy. That explains why he didn't eat him again. Yeah, that's true. He had like a crop dust Carnage. He's just like farting Carnage. Codices out. Codices. Carnage should have teamed up with Annihilus during that Negative Zone arc. Yeah, they didn't have Annihilus in that arc. They had Blastar, I think, was in that arc. But that would have been cool to see Annihilus in there. A symbiote Annihilus would be really cool. Some of the symbiote are good to help Venom, can clean the world like Spider-Man. Some of the symbiotes are bad to take down Venom, and Spider-Man to destroy the cities. That is true, Ring Beast. Thanks for being in here, by the way. Agreed, Hawkman was the last thing I read from DC in years. Just hearing New 52 makes me a little sad. Yeah, for sure. However fun the MCU is, it's ruining comics. Writers are being forced lineups and appear to be focused on writing screenplays instead of stories. But that's not because of the MCU. That's been happening in comics for years. If you go read any of these guys, Donny Cates, Jonathan Hickman, you go read any of their independent stuff, they read like screenplays or they read like television episode, like teleplays. That's been happening for years. When I started in comics in like the mid 2000s, and then when I was getting back into them in the early 2010s, like nothing changed. Everyone was coming and going like, here's my movie script that we're going to turn into a TV show. Into a comic book. And we're going to try to, because most people know there's no money in comics. The money comes from you getting lucky enough to meet an executive or a producer or a studio person and getting your comic in front of them and hopefully getting it made into a movie or a TV or at least getting it licensed to be made into one. So you'll at least get a check. Even if the show never comes out, you'll still get some kind of check. And that's what these guys and girls do who work in comics. They know they all want to be like rock stars and movie writers and screenplay writers. And they want to hang out with that crowd. So it's a stepping stone for them. And I don't know, it's to me, that's why, regardless if you have a corporate system or not, that's why comic books were bound to get worse anyway, because no one wants to come in and write a comic book. A comic book is a different medium than movies and TV. You're not supposed to pace it the same way. If you want to have a scene randomly go and talk about to some other character because it's going to set some up 5 issues from now, you can do all these things and pace them how you want and be creative with your execution. More so than you can in a TV show or movie. Like your goal when you write a comic book is not to write the screenplay for the people who are going to write the movie. Your goal is to write the comic book, and you make it someone else's headache when they get the assignment to go, oh, we're going to turn this comic into a movie. And then they look at it and they go, how the hell do I turn We Three into a movie? And you have to let them figure that out and figure out what they're going to change and what they're going to alter and what they're going to, who they're going to recast or what. It's their job and their headache, not yours. Yours is to just tell the most creative and interesting story you can in the medium of comics. So I hate that all this whole wave of wannabe screenwriters came into comics and have taken over. And they just want to be a part of the Hollywood industry. And yeah, MCU kind of assisted that because they started bringing in like Bendis and Mark Waid or whoever, like other people into the meeting rooms and be like, all right, you write comics. Let's have you in here and brainstorm with us and stuff. And once they started doing that, yeah, it started affecting them, but it gave those other ones those other people hope that, hey, we can jump in and get into this world and then go into the world of movies and TV. So you're right. It's partly MCU, but that was coming anyway. Like that was happening even before the MCU started. Someone brought up recently using Marvel Comics games to shill MCU is weird. MCU is already huge. It doesn't need the extra advertisement. Someone brought up recently using Marvel Comics and games to shill MCU. Yeah, it should be the other way around. When you go see an MCU movie, they should have a trailer at the beginning for King in Black. That should be a trailer in front of, whatever Marvel movie. On Disney Plus, they should, in front of WandaVision, they should put a King in Black trailer in there. If you want people to go read those comics, like that's what you need to do. But the movie people don't care. They don't care that comic books aren't selling well. It doesn't matter to them. It's not their problem. So they're not going to try to advertise to go read more comics. And they're not going to tell the actors to go read more. Like I saw, what's her name? Journey Smollett, the girl who played Black Canary. She posted a picture of her reading a comic book, The Longbow Hunters, on her Twitter, I think, or Instagram. And I'm like, hey, that's great. That's great advertising for comic books, especially that one. Longbow Hunters is really good. And she put a quote from the comic in there from Black Canary. And people were, of course, speculating, what does that mean? Is she going to play Black Canary again? But whatever. It's like, well, that's sure, you can go down that rabbit hole if you want. But me, I just see a high caliber actress promoting reading comic books. And I hope that gets other people to go read Longbow Hunters. So she's done more for comic books in that industry than pretty much any of her castmates on Birds of Prey, just by doing that one picture. What does it say? Never forget Superman needed Spider-Man's help to beat Venom. Oh, I will not forget that. Yeah, Venom was kicking the crap out of him. Yeah, Bizarro and Carnage fused together to make Bizarnage. That's right. Venom over Spidey and Superman. There you go. Bizarnage was amazing. But no, Bizarnage is cool. We did a video on that, I think, actually. That was fun. The Amalgam world was so fun. I would love Marvel and DC to kiss and make up and do that again, but now they're run by corporations. It ain't going to happen. Marvel DC fights were all crap because they were decided by fan votes. No way Wolverine beats Lobo in a fair fight. I mean, I guess that's true, but yeah, those were definitely like, yeah, that's true. Because they were kind of like popularity contests. Because I think like Storm fought Wonder Woman. I'm like, well, yeah, Wonder Woman would mop the floor with Storm probably, and I love Storm, but I think she would lose that fight. And I think I can't remember who won. I think Storm maybe Wonder Woman won. I think they had Elektra fight somebody, and they paired weird. They had weird matchups, and yeah, it was a popularity contest for sure. Are we getting Cap's gigantic man boobs in this Heroes Reborn? You'll get Eddie Brock man boobs in this one, maybe. Yeah, Superman can't beat Venom only if Spider-Man's with him. Yeah, pretty much. It's Disney. It is Disney. Mark Anthony. Yep, it's true. All things come at a cost, especially comics. Yeah, for sure. Imagine that Venom had weapons and swords like Carnage. See, I kind of like that he doesn't because it makes him the underdog, but now he's got a fucking laser gun and he's had wings before, but now he has wings again, wings 2.0. Yeah, so like, now he's just like, it's just power fantasy bullshit. Like, it's like, that's how Donny Cates writes. He's like, oh, can I have in my Thanos run, can I have Silver Surfer hold Mjolnir? And okay, can I have Frank Castle become a Ghost Rider? Okay, it's just like he just writes power fantasy. Can I have Doctor Strange become a Ghost Rider in Damnation? Okay, why not? It's like that's kind of his thing. He just anytime he's leaning to something, it's like, oh, power fan, like Venomized Hulk. He made a big deal of that. Volk is coming. Power fantasy. We get to see a Venom wrapped in a symbiote. It's like we've seen that before, though, in cartoons and in comic books. Maybe not this version of Bruce Banner, but we've seen it before. It's nothing new. But he hypes it up, and then you read that comic, and it's like a 3-page fight, and it's not even. They're not even in every panel fighting. In one page, they're just in the background fighting, and then Hulk gets defeated. And you're like, what the fuck? So yeah, just dumb power fantasy. Imagine that Venom. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't care. I like Venom being the underdog. I like him being the underdog. February 7th came. I was trying to find the Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer. There was no Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer. that's because it's fake. Watch out because it's fake, or it got canceled. It didn't get canceled. It's like, God damn it. I hate when fucking people come up with excuses like it was fake. You guys got played. Just take the L. Just take the L on it. If you watch my channel, I was telling people it's fake. Don't believe it. If you go to my Instagram or my Twitter, I say, hey, it's fake. Don't believe it. So I gave reasons. I was like, is Film Ratings talking about it? No. Is Andy Serkis posting about it? No. Is Tom Hardy posting about it? No. Is Trailer Track? Did they post about it? No. So I actually had evidence to back my shit up. But everyone was like, well, this article said this article said that. It's like, yeah, but those articles are trash, written by trash people. So no, it didn't get canceled. It's like they weren't going to do it. They had no plans. Sony wasn't going to release the trailer at Super Bowl Sunday. It cost $5.5 million to put a trailer up on the Super Bowl. Sony's not spending that on a movie trailer that they don't know when the movie's coming out yet. It's planned for June, but they don't know if they're going to have to delay it or not. So yeah. See, and then people say like, oh, I don't know if there will be one until late March or early April. Like, I mean, I guess we can all have a guess, but what's the point? Like, why don't you just wait and be surprised? Venom had swords and weapons, but he stopped using them. See now it spreads. So now like Killer is like, yeah, March or April. You're right, probably. And then now he's going to go say that to people online, and people are going to start, that's going to spread around. And then some article is going to be like, oh, my sources say, when all they didn't read, they don't have any sources. They just see people chatting on Twitter about it, and they'll post in their article, hey, in late March, early April, we might get a Venom trailer. It's like, it spreads like that. That's how it spreads. That's how misinformation and lies spread. Most Marvel viewers don't read comics. Unfortunately, it partly explains why that's not much effort or respect for the part. I mean, you're 100% right. Oh, sorry, I'm going to put that up there. Yes, you're right, Mark Anthony. You're right on that. If Venom was a glitch like Stitch, his life is whirled into chaos. That's true. Good point, Ring Beast. Hey, Tariq, how's it going? Hey, what's up? Hope your night is going well. It is, but it's got to end soon because we've been streaming for 2 hours. That's not what I wanted to do tonight. I got to be at work tomorrow. Web of Shadows did it first. Exactly. It's all new if Donnie forgot it. That's true. And the laser, real original. How many symbiotes had weapons and swords? I mean, a lot of them had different abilities, but I don't know. I think some of the Life Foundation ones did different things. Do you think Sony will reveal their own streaming service to compete, or do you think they are just going to keep delaying their movies? They're going to keep delaying their movies. I think it's to try to, oh God, that would be such a nightmare. Because see, we're at the point now where in maybe 6 months, people might be going back to movie theaters a lot more because there'll be more vaccines and stuff out there. So to release it now at the end of COVID and the pandemic, when everyone was stuck at home, probably not a smart move. It's probably too big of a risk or gamble right now to rush it out. But maybe if they take their time and in the next year or two release one, it's possible, I guess. They got a pretty good library, so I wouldn't mind it, but I don't know. But for now, I think they're just going to keep delaying movies because they proved that with Morbius. They moved it to like September or whatever, and then James Bond was like, nah, we'll take that spot. And then Sony was like, okay, Morbius, here you go. Meet 2022. And now it's coming out in January 2022. January is where all shit movies come and are released. Where studios have zero faith in them, they release them in January. So that doesn't bode well for Morbius. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story, Seek. Yeah. Never doubt the Seek. No. Hey, what's up, Neo Squirrel? How's it going? You can doubt me all you want. It's fine. I don't know always what I'm talking about. I just like to look at, and by the way, hello, Neo Squirrel. I just like to look at all the evidence and make an informed decision. So when someone shows me a trailer that's clearly fake, which by the way, how did you all get fooled by that trailer? It says on the trailer coming at the Super Bowl, February 7th, 2022. That's next year. How did you get fooled by that? How did these websites get fooled by that? Oh, because no one actually watched it. Like they didn't pay attention. More than likely the second. Yeah. Imagine the Venom 2 trailer did coming sometime this year. We hope. That's the thing is like, Yeah, that's the thing. Is like that's what the trailer would end as, because the Fast and the Furious trailer they dropped, that Universal just dropped at Super Bowl, it said coming to theaters soon. It didn't say a date or anything. Wait, you guys didn't see the trailer during the Super Bowl? It was awesome after the streaker ran out of and fell. Just kidding, fake news. In my country, you have streamed 14 hours. Holy shit. Why does time work differently? What country are you in, the negative zone? I'll go to a packed theater tomorrow to see the movie, just saying. I mean, that's the thing is, if it's Venom or Resident Evil, which also comes out this year through Sony, I'm going. Probably. I mean, but I'll say this. If they release it in theaters and at home on the same day, I'm staying home. I hate movie theaters. But if they were like, hey, the only way to see it is in theaters and you got to go next weekend, I'm going next weekend. Like, for sure. What's up, Seek? Just got off work. What's up, Rockefeller? How's it going, dude? If Morbius was canceled because of delayed too much, that would be happen. Not sure. I don't know if they'll ever cancel the movie, but I'm sure it's going to stick to its January 2022 release day. But the movie's not going to do well. It's going to bomb in January. Wouldn't surprise me. They should make a cartoon for symbiotes already. We're well past that for sure. Like they need a Venom TV show, cartoon show for sure. I would love that. That's exactly what they should do. You're right. Hell yeah, symbiote cartoon. Not sure how they'd handle all the versions of Venom, but I'd take Flash as anti-Venom. That's the thing is you start off with Eddie, tell your own story. If you want Spider-Man in it or not, that's up to you. But bring in the other characters. Bring in Matt Gargan. Bring in Flash. Hell, even bring in that mob boss's kid, Fontino or whatever his name was. The kid who became Venom for like 10 seconds. And put Lee Price in there. Like, put them all in there. Who gives a shit? Just make a whole symbiote thing. Put Donna Diego in there. Put Andy Benton in there. Like, like not all in the first season, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, you have plenty of characters that you can interact with. Put Mr. Negative in there so that way we can get an anti-Venom. So Mr. Negative could be a villain on the show. That'd be fun. Make it part of the Spider-Verse cartoon series that are coming out. All the Marvel and other films should just be on TV on demand or Redbox. I mean, I hate movie theaters, so I agree with you, J Money. What was a rare symbiote on the comics? There's been a couple. There's a couple in the MC2 universe with Spider-Girl. A couple female symbiotes, a female Carnage and a female Venom, I think. And then there was also like Normie Osborn became Venom for a while. So yeah. Yeah. Watch party on Venom vlog next week. You hear it here first. No, but on Thursday night, me and Alex are going to do a DC Comics live stream. We're going to watch Batman Mystery of the Batwoman, which was a cartoon that came out like 20 years ago. We're going to watch that on the show on Thursday. No. Whoa. What just happened? No, whoa. How do I undo that? Shit. How the hell do I undo that? Neo Squirrel, I'm sorry. Hang on. That was an accident. I don't know what the hell happened. I clicked to hit show his comment and it blocked him. How do I unblock people? Damn it. Hold on one second, guys. Where's settings at? That sucks. Oh, here we go. Settings. Nope. Damn it. I just blocked Neo Squirrel. Let's see. YouTube block list. All right, guys. Sorry, I gotta do this real quick because I'm a freaking idiot. I didn't even know that was an option. I clicked on his comment. I said click show comment, and it didn't show it. So then I was like, all right, I'll go to the next comment, and then I'll go back to his comment, and it blocked him. But you can't make a Venom cartoon PG. yes, you can. All right, let's see. How do I do this? Now my computer's running super slow because I'm live streaming. Damn, this is funny. Like, I'm sorry, Neo Squirrel. That was unintentional. Obviously. Settings. Advanced settings. No. Do. Why would they make it so hard to find? why would they make finding the people you have blocked, that list, so hard to find? Where do I go? I tried Googling it, and how to unblock on YouTube. This freaking Neo Squirrel is to unblock a user, click the box next to that user's name. All right, so let me go to his YouTube channel. Neo Squirrel YouTube. Neo Squirrel's like a good friend of mine from a long time ago. Has he made any videos? That'll make it easier. Hold on. I think I found it. This sucks. I'm sorry, Neo Squirrel. Do you have... Wait, is this you? Damn it. Where is it? It doesn't say anything about blocked users anywhere. Hold on, let me go in the chat. Angelina Fortunato, that's it. Yeah. Probably the rarest Venom is Payback. Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. Watch Party for Venom 2 on Venom Vlog next week. No, it isn't. Seek Exposed blocks fans for no reason. No. Once you block, you don't go back. YouTube has a piss poor interface in this chat. It does, man. What the... Yeah, and it won't... How do I find my block list on YouTube? The block list doesn't include accounts blocked through YouTube channels. Find block accounts or on your computer at the top right. Click your profile picture. Click people and sharing. Okay. God dang, I can't believe I have to do... This is how rare this is. I have to look up a tutorial on how to unblock somebody. Because I think I've only ever blocked like 2, maybe 3 people ever, and that's been a while. Wait, and what? It says, click on your profile, click people and sharing. In the contact section, click block. But there is no people and sharing. Let's go to YouTube Studio. Maybe it's under here. This is where I go when I upload stuff. Seek Neo Squirrel is a good friend of mine. Also Seek Block. He is. He's a really good friend of mine. He's really nice, and he doesn't deserve that. But I didn't block him. Like, that's the bullshit thing. Like, I didn't block. I mean, I guess I did, but that wasn't... I just clicked to say show comment. Featured sections. Is it under comments? Like, where the... Because whatever that tutorial was I was looking up is like for like an old version of YouTube. It's not like whatever this new upgrade that we got recently was. So yeah, that sucks. Why do they make it so hard? Like, do they just want you to block someone and they're gone forever? Analytics, maybe? Oh, well. You know what? I'll have to figure this out. I have to go. Search their name and change it to users. That's what I try to do, though. I try to do that. And it didn't let me. Like, I brought up there, I went to his actual page, but it didn't let me... All right. Well, that's a shitty way to end my stream because now I just want to go because this is frustrating and I'm going to have to probably figure this out. And it's this sucks because like I just wanted to keep reading comments and then go to bed here soon. And now I'm going to probably go and do this. Hold on. Let's see. Settings. But this is like a different settings, isn't it? Hold on. This might be it, hopefully. Wait, blocked words and blocked links are here, but not blocked users. What? This makes no sense. Remove. Yeah, because this is very boring. I'm sorry, guys, because I'm not even paying attention to you now, and then I'm dealing with this. Like this is just. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to ruin the stream. That sucks. I really am. Neo Squirrel, I'll get you back on the next one, man. I gotta end the stream now so I can go figure out how to unblock you. They would have to rely on television arm and enough pockets for it. Oh, my highly offensive comment was, oh, that's you. Oh, okay. No, sorry, dude, no. My highly offensive comment was, it would be unwise to have Sony trailer on streaming. They don't have a strong enough library to bring people in. Yes, that's true. And I'm sorry. I know this is the other account. Let me, I will find a way to unblock you and I'll get you back on here. Will you send me on Twitter or on Instagram a message with a link to your channel? I think it'll probably be easier if I just do it from my phone, because I think I unblocked somebody blocked someone on accident on my phone before and immediately went to their page and unblocked them. So if you can DM me a link to your channel, I will unblock you from my phone. I'm so sorry. Yeah, your highly offensive comment. That was a combination of being stupid and tired and fat fingers, because I swear it says I can drag the thing over and it says show comment, and I clicked it, and then boom. But yours didn't come up. Instead, you went away completely. And I was like, wait, I didn't see any drop-down menu. Did I hit something? So, yeah. They would have to rely on television arm and enough pockets for it. Yeah, now that comment makes more sense. Sorry, I read them out of order. I'm dying. I didn't expect the stream to turn into a tech call. And I'm such like a boomer about it. Like, I'm like, I don't know how to do this. Someone text him on his phone. It's a learning experience. I just sent you their link. You got to your settings and it will show block users, but it didn't. That was the thing. I went to my settings and it didn't. So yeah, you sent me on Twitter. Let me look it up on Twitter. That's hilarious. Thank you for doing that, Eddie. Wait, did you? I don't see that. I don't see it on my Twitter. Or did you send me email? Check my email. No, you didn't send me an email either. What the hell? How did you send me? You texted it to me? Okay. All right, here we go. Yeah, so I went to your page already. Unblock user. There we go. See, it's so easy to do from the phone because it's just like this one button on the top and it goes right to it. Yeah, sorry. Now you can comment again. God dang it. God dang it. At least you didn't turn on a cat filter face and can't turn it off. Well, that's thank goodness StreamYard doesn't have a cat filter thing on here. Because otherwise I would have done it by now. Thank you for texting it to me. Seek check-in everything but his text. Well, I didn't think he would text it to me. It's funny, I forget. I think only 2 people in this chat have my phone number. I don't like to give my information out. And so I never think to check my text messages. No, sir, the password would be one you gave to us. It would be your mother's maiden social security number or your last 4 digits of your name. Yeah, you snapped me back. Thank you, guys. All Venom had a PG-13 because it had Spider-Verse, but if it had Venom sequel had a rated R, real life things happened. I don't know what that means. Oh, yay. P.S. I'm not a cat. You're back, though. Okay, good. Venom Vlog, your number one source of Venom and how to unblock users on YouTube. Oh, don't make fun of me. That's funny though. Damn it, that's so good. I'm gonna change that on my Twitter profile. Your number one source for Venom news and unblocking your friends that you accidentally block. Maybe that's too. I'll shorten it. How to unblock users on YouTube. That's so good. Oh, God, that was embarrassing. And what sucks is like I went right to your page. That was the first thing I did. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go right to Neo Squirrel's page, and I'll just unblock it from there because that's how I did it on my phone that one time. And I went there, and it's like I'm hitting the drop down menus, and nothing's allowing me to unblock you. And I'll go, why? Why is it so easy on my phone and not on my computer? It's because I'm a big stupid boomer sometimes. Last question. What is anti-venom real behind Eddie? I'm trying to piece together what you mean. Didn't we know we were going to roast Seek in the chat, but I'm not complaining. No, it's well deserved. That, because I was like, wait a minute, that's not the comment. Where's Neo Squirrel? And then it was like a 1, 2, 3. Oh shit. I think I just removed his comment, but then I looked down and I saw that the next comment was gone too. And I'm like, wait, did I see something say block user? And did I click it? Why would I do that? So yeah, no, I deserve to be roasted for that. I don't know how to answer this. The last question, what is anti-venom real behind Eddie? I don't know what that means. I mean, if you want to see anti-venom videos, we made a bunch of them. Eddie had cancer. He got touched by Mr. Negative. It activated the remaining symbiote cells that were inside Eddie and also the cancer cells, and they merged together and formed a white symbiote that acted as like an anti-venom burn whenever he touched other symbiotes or anything radioactive, like he touched Spider-Man. So I don't know if that's answering your question or not. But yeah, no, you're allowed to roast me for that. That was good. HBO needs to make a Venom series like Spawn. I mean, the thing is, you can't do it on HBO. Like HBO, Sony owns Venom. Like, so they're not going to put a show on HBO. Like, you know what I mean? Like they'll do Netflix, but they won't do HBO. You made our night over here, buddy. We've been dying laughing from all this in the comments, dude. The comments were great. You guys were awesome. Because yeah, I can't see myself, and I couldn't see the comments when I switched the tabs, and I'm just sitting here like a nerd, just going like. So I'm sure there's like, if I go, I'm not going to go back and rewatch this, but I'm sure there's just a whole minute of me going, "What the fuck?" Like what, you know. Well, I'm glad I could make you guys laugh. It's seriously a broken interface. I'm sure you aren't the first one to do it. I mean, come on. You don't have to make excuses for me. I tried with I'm tired of it, but no, I screwed that up. But luckily I knew how to do it on my phone. So thanks for texting me the thing. And then of all things, like I said, I checked everything, like John said, I checked everything but the text message. Hey, great program. The best. Would you mind checking out my art on Insta? Blocked. Yeah. Oh shit, there it goes again. Okay. Oh, don't press it. Don't press it. Okay. Nothing. No one got blocked. Oh my God, it's right there. Whoa. Okay. So when I run the cursor over where it says it has a plus sign, it says show, there is 3 little dots up in the corner that appear. They're not there normally, but they appear. So I guess if I move my cursor just a little to the right from the show button, I could potentially block someone. That is, wow. Wow. Whoa, what is Anti-Venom's real name behind Eddie? Sorry, my keyboard's messed up. Well, it's Anti-Venom and Eddie Brock. Well, there's also an agent Anti-Venom that's Flash Thompson, but I guess Anti-Venom is the real name. Yeah, and Flash Thompson became Anti-Venom because comic books. Yeah, he became Agent Anti-Venom. Oh, it was mistyped. Okay, gotcha. Next time, delete it before you. No, it's okay. That's all right. You can leave it up. I just, I know some YouTubers don't read every comment, but I like to try to read as many as I can. Who's getting blocked in the next episode? I didn't mean literally. I know I almost did it again. It wasn't you though. I almost blocked Ring Beast. So I'm glad I didn't. And it wasn't on purpose, Ring Beast. It was just I was trying to it really is like if I miss that button by like half an inch, I'll hit the drop down menu. So yeah. All right. Well, now that I'm caught up on comments and we had some fun and you guys got to roast me a little bit, I think that's a good place to end. It's always good to end on a smile. I didn't want to end frustrated. And that's what I thought I was like, oh, I'm going to have to end this stream because I'm like panicking. I have panic brain. John knows I get that really easily. And so like I started panicking and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And this is bad for the show. Like they're just seeing me stare at my screen. They don't, this is not good. So I started panicking. So thank you guys for making light of it and making fun of me, because that actually takes a lot of the tension off actually. So I appreciate it. So hold on, let's see. It's like that G.I. Joe cover, and one shall surely be blocked. Yes, it's just like that one. Yeah, just call me Roadblock. All right. Well, on that note, everyone, it's 12:30. I've streamed for 2.5 hours exactly now, so I probably should just go to bed. Thank you for hanging out with me, for doing this stream. We'll just call this a Venom vlog live, since we mostly talked about Venom in this episode. And for anyone who rewatches this and makes it the whole 2.5 hours, like, thank you. And thank you all for the people who are in here who hung out with us this whole time. Thank you very much. It means a lot. And I really have lately. I've been like every day, like, that's why I'm like, I don't want to talk. Like I maybe give some brief updates on health stuff, but I mean, I don't tell you guys everything. I don't want to just bring people down. I want to be grateful because, like, I guess I never thought we'd be here, like 600 plus episodes now, like, and still talking about Venom. Like, I thought I would have burnt out, or you guys would have stopped watching, or it just got boring after a while. Like, I don't know. I thought of all the things that could go wrong, because typically that's what happens when I start something. Like King of Neverland has been such a nightmare to finish and write over the past few years. And, I was making a career in comics, and that, fell apart mostly because of my own doing and my inability to, learn fast enough and grow. And it's like a lot of these things, it's like I just thought this would not just be another failure, and I got to say, this has been the most fun 3 years that I can think about, because we just hang out and talk Venom, and sometimes we get into other stuff too. Sure. But I didn't realize this one character could bring so many of us together, and it's been fun. So like lately I've just been focusing on that. Like, anytime I have a bad day, I just go, yeah, but, try to post something about Venom, instead of like just talking about how bad your day was. Like, post something about Venom, or post something about Resident Evil. It's like, just post about things that kind of make you happy. Today I posted about something Superman related, instead of talking about my shoulder, which was originally going to be my post, and I deleted the picture from my phone. So yeah, I was like, yeah, just, try to lean, maybe not all the time. Don't, sometimes when you got to get it out there, you let it out, but mostly just try to steer it towards the positive. And honestly, I wouldn't still be here without you guys. So thanks for hanging out with me. Last one, if Sony had a real trailer for Venom, Let There Be Carnage might be a good life. We all have, I mean, those of us who are still here, we should be thankful for what we got. And in time, we'll get a Venom trailer in time. For now, we got other things to keep us occupied. We got comic books. We got WandaVision, if you watch that. You got Snyder's movie coming out, if you like the Snyder Cut stuff. Like, there's something to be done. You can always go back and play your favorite video games. You can watch your favorite cartoons. Like, a lot of us have good lives, better than we realize. And I'm, I just want to try to realize it more. This has been a long stream. You're right, Mark Anthony. I accidentally leave stream running after ending gets undressed. We are V-blocked. You've been V-blocked. Good night, Seeking, everyone. Good night, Mark Anthony. 1:30. It's only 12:30. Yeah, it's 12:30. Did I say 1:30? It is 12:30 my time. Did I say 1:30? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you have a good night too, VCX, and good night to everyone in chat. Good to you. See you next stream. Hey, thank you, Ring Beast. Thanks for being here. Carnage over Ven blocked. You've been Ven blocked. Yes. Carnage, what's up, Jazz Carnage? So yeah, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for this long. And I probably won't do this again, but since I don't have I was hoping to have at least 1 or 2 Venom vlogs up today and maybe tomorrow, but I won't now because of I'm going into work and I got to figure out whether I'm still going to be living here in a month or not in this apartment. So I got a lot of things I got to do tomorrow. So I won't be able to get to videos. Hopefully I'll get something up to you guys by Thursday or Friday. Hopefully. And that's why, but if not, we'll do another live stream. So if nothing else, if all else fails, we'll do another live stream. You're welcome, Eddie. Good to have you home. Thanks for your service, sir. As always, Seek on YouTube. Who will he block next? Find out next time on Venom Vlog. Peace. Wait,